Guys, this is the porta potty guy. That's from the 636.
One of the few that didn't sound like him.
For the love of God, stop this. That's from Coxie. I've never listened to a restraining order take place live on the air before until today. That's from Doug's Prison Wallet. It's all quite obvious now that there's nothing sexual about any of this. Speaking of things that aren't at all sexual, can Doug make slapping noises and moan, "Oh, hipster, my sphincter finds it very relaxing." It's from the hipster of Tower Grove South. All right, this is while the interview is still going on. Shut the F up, elephant skin. We don't care. This has gone on way too long. Someone stop this creepy son of a gun. Guys, it's obvious Iggy's trying to convince himself this creep fetish isn't indeed creepy. This is so cringeworthy. It's from Red Buttons. Guys, please go to break before the cops show up. Guys, this is the creepiest moment in recent history. I need a shower. Let's see. Notice how she didn't say no when you asked her if she'd be interested in being with another woman. Just said how South Georgia wouldn't expect it. That's from the 573. There is a 100% chance that Ken masturbates to the personal ASMR video.
Oh, yeah. Come on already. This is nonsense.
It's from Dave in St. Peter's. Way to save the interview, Tim. You really are the best at what you do. That's from the 618. What the hell am I listening to? I love it, though. That's from the 314. Scott's wrinkled ballsack says, I think this gal is becoming uncomfortable with Iggy's line of questioning, cringing, and giggling throughout the whole interview. Thank you. Thank you for the delicious entertainment. Guys, she sounds like a calmer Ruth from Ozark.
I love Ruth.
And there's hundreds of texts, but I get some point. I have to.
Good job, Iggy.
I don't know. I didn't think it was that creepy.
You got to be kidding me, Iggy. You got to be kidding.
Obviously, the listeners thought so, but I didn't think it was that creepy.
You wanted it, or maybe you didn't. You got it. The Morning After presents the 6th annual Dotem, the golf tournament, May 19th and 20th at Normandy Golf Club, brought to you by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Get your team together and join Tim, Iggy, Doug, Jackson, and the Plowhawk for a day of debauchery on the course. Grab your spot quickly starting this Friday at 8 a.m. at tmastl.com. With a portion of the proceeds benefiting Birdies for Bipolar. The return of the Dotem.
A tradition unlike any other.
Brought to you by Munganast Acura and Toyota and Family Golf and Learning Center. We make St. Louis better at golf. Visit familygolfonline.com. Get all the info about the Dotem now at tmastl.com.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Check out listener rewards on the new TMA mobile app. Watch the show live on the TMA studio cams. Find it at tmastl.com. Get the podcast on the TMA app. Download it now.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan for Design Air Heating and Cooling. I am a very happy client. Design Air Heating and Cooling and Seth Goldcamp and his incredible staff, which you can find online at designairservice.com. Just go to the website, click on the Book Now tab, and any issues you may be having with your HVAC system, they will take care of immediately. The customer service, second to none. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. The Ryan Kelly Morning After exists because of the name on the show, and that's Ryan Kelly. You have been our title sponsor for a decade. You are the one we thank, and many people around town, the one that gets the blame for the show.
I do get the blame, too. I get all the glory and all the blame. I got to tell you, it's just humbling to hear what you just said. I remember I started with the text line sponsorship, and then after the first day, I go, I'll take the whole show. I love it so much. And refinance or buying a house, why'd you go anywhere else? Visit thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Hurry over to Prestige Pools and Spas in Sunset Hills and finally get the hot tub or swim spa you've been waiting for. Beat the home show crowds and check out all the amazing hot tubs and spas that are in stock and available for delivery at your convenience. Count on Prestige Pools and Spas for special financing, additional savings on floor models, and quick delivery. Check out the new line of hard top strong spas or the beautiful options from Artesian and Marquee. Home show pricing is available in store now. Time to hustle to Prestige Pools and Spas, located near the intersection of Lindbergh and Watson.
Patio season is quickly approaching St. Louis, and you know that Rosalia's Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. Rosalia's friendly staff serves up tableside guac, pilot-high nachos, a full array of classic Mexican dishes, and the most delicious house and specialty margaritas. When you're craving a marg, you know the best are at Rosalia's. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 7, and let Rosalia's cater your next event. Check out rosaliascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalia's.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
We got a lot going on right
What's
now.
happening?
Well, first off, it's 7:07 in St. Louis. You're listening to Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 HD2 FM. It's called The Potted Plant.
Yeah.
Right as we were about to go on, I noticed the camera was on me, which of course is the most important.
The only camera we really need.
Kind of would like that to be the case.
We should just point them all that way.
I kind of agree with that. You got a new stocking cap on your
I
mic.
thought I'd go a little yellow today.
Oh, my.
It looks so weird on the camera. It's like bright as can possibly
Just
be.
noticed
We
that.
took that off yesterday for the sound story. I didn't think the guest would feel comfortable talking into your stocking cap.
I think Doug made the right call there as well.
Sometimes you have to call an audible at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And I noticed the camera was just pointed at the wall, and I said, uh-oh, we got a problem. Plowhawk just reached around, really.
No.
And I think it's right now. But
Yeah,
haven't
okay.
we been firmly instructed to never, and I mean never, touch the cameras? Which is why I didn't want to touch it.
Well, we've been instructed not to touch the camera proper, but the boy base that it sits on is good to mess with.
That's just a little tiny swivel of the camera. That's all that is.
Well, the reason why it's a little changed, because Doug, obviously, like you said, did a sound story, so we
Had to raise it up for a
reconfigured,
taller-
raised it up a little bit, and so we had to make sure that the guest and Doug were properly framed.
No, it looks good. You guys look all really hot.
I thought
Oh,
so too.
good.
Nice.
Tim looks better. It's
Oh,
actually
jeez.
closer.
Yeah.
It's usually sideways. Now it's more straight on.
Yeah, it always looks lopsided for some reason.
Sometimes
Just
the
trying to
cameras-
figure that out.
It
Sometimes
actually
they need a
was
little
lopsided.
tilt.
Me and Doug
It
actually,
was.
I'm not
It was
kidding.
set up lopsided.
Yeah, I almost wonder if they're trying to balance the lopsided nature of my skull by having a lopsided camera. We'll talk about more
I
of
don't
that
know.
in the Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour. This is the Munganess 7 o'clock hour, stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. Work with the great Jamie Burkhardt and Clayton Patterson. It was Jamie's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to
Jamie.
you.
Birthday, I
Happy
should've wished him happy
birthday to
birthday.
you.
Reached out to him yesterday.
Birthday.
I didn't see it on Facebook.
Yeah, I reached out to him. I usually check my birthdays on Facebook, usually in the morning, because I like to give shout-outs here. And I didn't yesterday, and then I saw it was Jamie's birthday when I got home, so I reached out. But
I
I
didn't
just
see
texted
that,
him.
and I
He
should.
is
Nobody's been
amazing.
nicer to me or to all of us than Jamie Burkhardt.
Munganess, stlouisacura.com, altontoyota.com, the best in the business, the official automotive provider of the Ryan Kelly Morning After. If you are in the market for a new car, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, if you just need to get your car serviced, work with Munganess at stlouisacura.com, altontoyota.com. Just do your shopping right now. You can do it from home online.
sure.
Do it from your phone right now, wherever you are. And then the thing that I enjoy, and I feel like at this point now it's almost daily, where somebody will email me and they say, hey, can you introduce me? And then I just put them together and off they go.
Well, sure, they should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com, T. McKernan at TMASTL.com, or you can just use our app, the Morning After STL app, which you should download because it's the bee's knees, and then it just says contact hosts, and you can contact us that way. And that way you can interact with Doug. Doug likes to...
Well,
I don't know, what do you call it? You call it sexting with the
I don't do that to the audience. No.
Cybering.
I don't do any
Cybering.
of
I'm
that.
sorry. I apologize.
cybersex,
No.
yeah. Cybersex.
I don't.
You know the great thing, too, about Munganess is, and I just thought about this the other day, is if you buy a car from them, you never have to worry about a mechanic. I mean, finding a good mechanic is better than sex. Because you can't...
Where's my oven mitts?
That's a hot take.
I mean,
Okay.
because you can't... If you find a good mechanic, you hold on to him. Well, you buy a car from Munganess, you have the greatest mechanics there.
Wow.
You know where to take it, so...
Alton Toyota, too.
Yeah.
Well, they got me driving that Highlander. I love that car. I'm not sure I've ever had an easier riding smoother, quieter, better gas mileage vehicle in my live-long life. That Toyota Highlander is just a fantastic car.
I'm driving the Corolla, the 2022 Corolla. I mean, it's so smooth. I mean, first of all, it's a hybrid. So you start it, and you have to... God, I thought I started it.
Yeah,
well, you
is
did.
it
It's just
on?
not making any noise.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you're riding, and all of a sudden you look up, kind of doing 80? It feels like I'm doing 40.
Slow down there.
I do, but it's such a smooth ride.
Get that camera off. I have to stand up without people seeing my erection. That's from the Total Package.
What?
Listeners are texting in at 314-881-TMA5, the Engineered Design Facilities text inbox, 314-881-TMA5. Engineered Design Facilities, sponsor of our text inbox. And the phone lines are presented by Steve Schmidt Kia of North County, and our email today as we head down the stretch with Steve at One Cheapskate Way in a position to clinch the month of March. The morning after at InsideSTL.com for our Design Air heating and cooling email day. Design Air, the official HVAC provider of the Ryan Kelly Morning After. If you are watching on YouTube, and already more than 120 Friends of the Feather have gathered here, even though it's only 7:12 in the morning. You saw Jackson enter the Michelob Ultra studios and pass Doug a note. And it says, "Do you like me?" And it has yes or no, check a box.
I'm going to send him a spitball later with the answer.
Want to get cucked?
Don't be afraid to give me a wet willy.
I can see the note right here. It says, Doug, act like you're picking names out of the box, and here's the 6 names you're going to read.
Oh, it's a Munganess Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. Little deep tease right there for the 8 o'clock drawing of the names. Doug, welcome to the Valero Open in San Antonio.
Okay.
Doug, I'm going to crumble all the ones you need. Up
The
in
good
middle
ones?
ball,
Okay.
Very corner.
Because cheating is what we've done. As you see me blindly pull names out of the box, you still accuse me of cheating.
I don't see the names.
Well, whenever you'd like to see the names, you just ask. You have asked in the past, and I've showed you some names. You think I'd pick the names I do if I was cheating?
Yeah, there's some. Last week.
We don't know some of the players.
Yeah, it's quite a field. Not a bad field for the week before the Masters, but you know, you see names in there you never see before that get into events that they don't fill up. Somehow they still have a Monday qualifier. I don't get that.
Doug, there's our preview.
Aaron Baddeley got in this week.
Okay. Well, I'll probably pick him based on the way things are going.
Yeah, I have a bad feeling about this week, Doug. I don't know why.
Well, then it's off to Augusta, Doug.
Okay.
So before that, registration for the Dotem is at this moment 49 hours away, 8 a.m. on Friday, April 1st. TMASTL.com. Set an alarm in your phone. Set a reminder. Maybe Post-it notes. Maybe you're a Post-it note person. And make sure that you are online at 8 a.m. to book your foursome for Michelob Ultra's presentation of the Dotem. Also sponsored by Munganest. Also sponsored by the great people at Family Golf. And you can see me ball striking there on a regular basis.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I was there again yesterday.
Okay.
It's kind of a form of a workout for me at this point,
Is
which is rather hideous. But according to my Whoop, burn about 300 to 400 calories. So
I love hitting golf balls.
Put in the AirPods, listen to a podcast, or listen to music, and just work on my move. I just can't get that shaft lean. Something's wrong, Doug. Look at my plowhawk pulled up my swing. You see,
back corner.
Yeah, the top of the swing at that point, I would describe it as flawless.
Oh, well,
okay?
I'm not sure I would, but...
But then, as we begin our move toward the golf ball, it's just not where we need it to be, and I just don't create that shaft lean to compress the golf ball, and that's something that I'm really focused on here in 2022, and I look forward to working with the audience.
You getting stuck behind it?
Yeah, kind of almost like a flip. Hate to say it. That's why I hit the ball so high. We're adding loft. How do I get that move from the top? Here, you're watching now.
Watch your rhythm and tempo.
And I need to go more like this, and then the wrist angle is so important. And instead, Doug, I don't think it's not what we need. Okay, it's not especially with the Dotem less than 2 months away.
Because you certainly want to shine in that event.
Amen. where I'll be hitting 8 irons intoxicated.
I don't know why you
par
just
3.
don't send the Hubbard jet, pick up Butch Harmon, bring him in for a couple sessions.
Yeah.
And, kind of see where your game is at after that.
He can get you straightened down?
Butch,
Yeah.
Claude, both the Harmons
Okay.
will be here working with me.
Okay.
That would be hilarious.
That might
You
be
get a family
overkill.
golf and you got like 4 instructors.
For the Dotem, no less.
Well, yeah. What else would you want to win?
Well, the Fan Pin Championship.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you actually lose money if you go far in the fan.
Yeah, because you keep having to pay to play.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll be finalizing the field here very shortly.
Are we doing a bracket party or?
Doug, would you like to do a bracket party at your home?
Oh, Lord.
What?
I have enough parking in the Barnoff region for this party on the 18th of May.
Yeah.
I don't know
After
about
party.
a bracket
I think the
party.
Post would be a fine sponsor for that. I think they'd give us a little corner booth.
No, do you?
I think we know we'd have at least 64 people watching, or however many people are in there. Want to know who
You
they're
go to
playing?
an advertiser and say you're going to have 64 people watching.
Well, at least.
That's not a lot.
Whoa!
That's not
you
a
just
lot.
killed the business model.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think other people would tune in just to see what's
who
going
would,
on.
who would tune into that?
To hear names, they have no clue.
Well, actually,
That's
Plus,
not
we'll have
involved.
a back and forth banty.
There would
Banty.
be.
Banter.
A little banty back and forth.
Banter.
That was an adjective, and then
I don't think there'd be 64 people watching if we streamed it because wouldn't some of the players be at the Post? So
Yes.
They wouldn't be.
A couple of them were.
This business model's just been destroyed in less than 30 seconds.
Well, that'll count.
It's not going to work.
We're watching as we speak.
Speak to me.
Nice.
I just think a lot of people would be interested to see
Who
who
would
plays.
be
Then they'll make
interested?
comments on there and they'll make fun of each other. Then there'll be a big brawl inside the YouTube channel.
Doug, would you fill out a bracket once the seedings
Nah.
and pairings came out?
Nah, brah. No, I wouldn't.
You think people will fill out
Neither would
office
anyone
polls?
else.
What?
Let's get serious. We're taking ourselves too seriously again. There's no one who's going to care or watch this because we're picking names to see who plays who in a Shishawali event.
There would, if
Presented
you
by
had a,
Michelob Ultra.
you could definitely do a bracket challenge
Yeah, an office pool.
where you pick your player that you think gonna go far, and then
How would you know to pick? People won't know these guys.
Yeah.
I think most people know the players.
They don't know any of the
It's
players.
just a random draw.
I mean, imagine just all the handicaps next to the name, all the 20s. So many 20s.
Yeah, you just put in a buck and you just draw a name.
Doug, didn't like 200 people watch the pairings live stream Iggy did last year? It's from the 314.
I don't know.
It was a pretty good number.
Yeah, like I
don't
said.
know.
The problem is, once their name gets pulled, they stop watching.
Sure
Well, I
they
don't
do.
think so. They want to see what bracket they're in, who else is matched up, and
It's a small,
I entertained
small number
people.
of people for
Doug, you're
our,
killing the business
our
model.
market.
I entertained while I was picking.
You entertained. What did you do to entertain?
I did just
Like
read
Bob
names.
Hope on
Yeah.
that.
Hey, everybody, look at this name I just pulled.
Yeah,
Hey, how about that?
You had a nice wicker basket.
I did. It was a nice wicker basket.
Really nice wicker basket.
Guys, Jackson definitely got laid this past weekend. I've noticed a level of confidence that was not there last week. That's from Steve in Wildwood.
You got a little swagger?
And he,
What I got is a toothache.
Oh, no.
Could barely sleep last night. I hurt so bad.
Which
Oh.
tooth? Which tooth is it?
It's root canal or wisdom teeth time.
I think it's my wisdom teeth because I feel it really bad in my cheek, like my upper
Oh, no.
cheek, kind of like by my sinus area.
Yeah.
That's one of
Hurts
the
like a
top 3
mother.
worst aches that you can
Yeah,
have.
It's a pain in the ass. It's not as bad this morning, but last night I could barely go to bed.
Oh, no. Have
When
you
I
gone to
had
the
mine
dentist?
extracted last, Doug, was that August when I had to get the...
I don't know.
I said to Jackson, I said, you're 23 years old. Here are some of the things that I wish I wouldn't have done or I wish I would have done. I wouldn't have stopped taking Propecia, especially talking to him. All due respect. All due respect. I would have gotten my wisdom teeth pulled much earlier. Absolute disaster. And then also I would have started working with a financial advisor, such as the great Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Those, and I would have gotten better at teasing. Those are the those are the Mount Rushmore of things I would like to go back and do.
That's a good topic.
What is?
Things you wish you'd have done differently. Or
All right, what do you got? Regrets I've had a few is the name of the segment.
But then again, too few to mention.
Real quick, Tim, did you have pain in your cheek before you got your wisdom teeth out, like your upper, around like the back gum region?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would think that's right where you'd get it if it was a wisdom tooth.
Or it could just be an infected tooth. Go see a dentist. It may just be antibiotics.
Yeah. All right.
You got to get on that, man, because it's not going to go away. Most likely, unless you just have something stuck in there.
Right.
Do you have a dental appointment lined
Like
up?
that shrub from this weekend.
That's what you're going to get on the draft party.
And balloon party.
Yeah.
I'll make a call.
You're going to get an appointment right now?
Yeah.
try.
Look at
Well,
this
why
guy.
wouldn't you?
721.
I'm
Is
telling
that
you.
what it is?
That's
You
right.
weaving in a live read, bro?
No, it's just it's who I use, and I love them to death. They're fantastic.
Who is this?
Southampton Dental.
Dr. Biondo's dentist office.
Are they close to
See
JJ
Dr.
Twiggs
Viando
Pizza
on the
Place?
smoke shows tomorrow.
No, it's right across from McDonald's, Circle K, catty corner to Cluck-a-Luck or a Chicken
Cluck-a-Luck?
Out or-
Cluck-a-luck.
There's a new chicken place right next to it. It's really a good dentist. They'll hook you up.
Okay. All right. Well, they got to be on your insurance plan. Maybe they're on his.
Hey, Tim, God, what you bumping in them headphones when you hitting golf balls, bro? I listen to porn when I golf. Just curious about you in so many ways. Peace, King.
The worst
Sir Mr. Nipples.
I didn't listen to porn.
Can you imagine listening
Groaning,
to
I
porn?
guess.
They're the worst sounds
Bad
ever.
music and some groaning.
What is this? There's no talking.
It's groaning.
A lot of
We
smack.
can moan and groan until your mom's comes home.
Yeah.
And you'll be calling me Al Dope Capone.
Oh.
Podcasts, honestly. Really fascinating listening. But that's what I listened to. Yesterday I did go music.
Doesn't that...
The Hawk was in yesterday, too, out of the South. Sweet mother of
And the
mercy.
crowds gather to watch your move.
I'm not really pleased with it. You know who I saw at the range?
Initials, please.
KH.
Kenny Harrison.
I think Iggy caddied for him. I
Bear.
played him in the Fan Page Club Championship. Iggy caddied for him, because I feel like Iggy's caddying against me every time.
Curtis
I play.
Hall.
That's
Kyle
right.
Heath. Oh.
Yeah.
No, Curtis
He just
Hall.
got married, I think.
He was not yesterday, but 2 days ago. Yeah, TMA Listers at Family Golf, a wonderful sponsor of the Dotem, and also of the Ryan Kelly Morning After Family Golf, and 50% off when you mention TMA on a swing analysis. How
Oh,
about that?
really?
That's worth it.
Sure
Maybe
it
I
is.
should do it.
Yeah, Curtis Hall was on my Ryder Her Cup team a few years ago and drained like a 25, 30-foot putt on 18.
Yeah, let's pull up 18 and
Square
Doug. That is such a tough par
I
three.
don't think we need to put
Perhaps one of the most difficult par threes in all of St. Louis, and Curtis's putt here, as you see, just trundles right in at around 4 o'clock on that golf hole. What a great putt for Curtis. What a great moment in the Ryder Cup.
Okay.
Is there any worse feeling to be down one going into 18 at Normandy? And it's a tough hole as it is.
If I understood match play, I would know how it feels. But there's only one of us in this room. That
Well,
understands.
here's the situation, and I'll try to be succinct. You want to win that hole, because if you don't, you're going to lose the match.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay, we'll have a course.
There's so many holes at that course, especially now. They'll move the tees up for the Dotem, I'm sure. But right now on 1, the white tees are back by the blue tees. That's a par 5 for me.
Me too.
10, a par 5 for me.
10's a golf
18, a par 4 for me.
Well, do a push-up every now and then.
11's almost a par 5 for me.
I will take a 5 on 11.
Yeah, that
even though
one's-
I'm not even coming close to hitting driver. I'm probably hitting like a hybrid or 4-iron.
That incline, man, that second shot.
Doug, it's the
freaks
green.
out.
You want to hold that green? You want to two-putt that green, Jack?
any idea
Okay,
what hole
have
we're
fun.
talking about.
11's the hardest on the course.
number 11.
In terms of,
We're talking about number 11.
yeah.
Okay. We're
Yeah.
at Normandy.
11, Doug, yeah.
And for somebody that cuts the ball like me, you don't have a lot of room out
Let's
there.
pull up Iggy's tee shot.
Do you think
Iggy,
everyone
just-
listening to
trees
us
are
now
flush?
lives at Normandy Golf Course and knows exactly or has
Well,
any idea what you guys are talking about?
You'll see all this in about a week and a half when we have to drone out there and we go hole by hole. And let people
Well,
know.
Iggy, you don't know it, but Jackson knows it. Jackson, did you watch the video that was sent to us overnight?
Oh, yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
from,
Dogtown Ty.
yeah, that was fire.
What was it?
So, Dogtown Ty is drone guy. And Curtis was telling me he's got one too.
Yeah,
But Dogtown Ty was scheduled to shoot our round, Iggy, the Plowhawk, Jackson, and myself on Monday. But the temperatures weren't going to get out of the 40s, and so we decided it would be best to just delay it into a better weather day. And I gather, Jackson, that Dogtown Ty still went out there and shot video, and he has put together a wonderful, what I would call, teaser reel.
Is that right?
A
Yeah.
little teaser reel.
Yeah.
And we got him the logos and a breakdown of just what we have to come here over the next couple of days with the registration on Friday on tmastl.com at 8 o'clock. and I think he is going to have that prepared for all of the patrons.
That's great. Want to? I mean,
Yeah, he still went out there, even though we had to reschedule.
And it's amazing the footage of we've all seen drone footage, so it's
not really footage. It's video.
Video, what
B-roll.
have you.
Okay.
It's B-roll.
It's not B-roll either.
It's B-roll.
It's video.
It's phenomenal.
It's plain and simple. It's video. It's not B-roll. It's not footage. Those are antiquated film terms.
When I was at Western, I'd have to wake up at 5:30 every morning
To shoot B-roll.
lug a camera around campus and show leaves changing and weather patterns for the weather at Western, and they called it B-roll.
Well, some still call it B-roll, but it's wrong. It's an incorrect term.
Doug, it's a 35mm drone. It's got 35mm film on it.
I doubt it. Seriously.
It is.
It's video.
He was slicing up with a razor.
It's digital video. Thank God film was horrible to work with. I had to do that. I had to shoot news film. And get the film back in, run it through the processor. It's going through chemicals. You sit there and you wait for 40 minutes. Sure hope you got the chemicals right. What, am I, a chemist? No, I am not. Sometimes the film came out green or blue, or sometimes it ruined it completely. You thought you had a story. You didn't. It was on film. Then when it did come out, you'd have to put it in this machine and scrape it and then glue it together, and that was just one edit. It was horrible.
And that's what happened with Earl Weaver.
No, Earl Weaver was on videotape. Well, at least I thought it was on videotape, but it wasn't. Alex Bullock blew it 3 times.
At least you didn't have to bring a box in and do all your editing.
No, the editing stations were right there. Too big to lug those around.
So we don't have to do this then.
We don't have to do what?
The
Oh no! I mean, this is a video with his drone of the property, but it doesn't include you and your ball striking. I think we may put shot tracer on your ball so people can see that cut.
Well, you have to.
And Plowhawk, you're playing a gentle draw now, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, when it glides to 130 and rolls another 10 yards, it's beautiful to watch.
I don't know that it does.
Well, you want to watch this then, because not only will we have great drone footage, but with Tim, myself, Plowsy, Jackson, going hole by hole, shot by shot, letting you know where you need to hit it, where you don't want to.
We're going to instruct the players.
And you think the average golfer wouldn't have any idea
if they've never played there before?
No, if you've never, you wouldn't have any idea to try to hit it long and straight.
Here,
How about
Doug,
that? How about long and straight?
Dingle My Berries has kind of broken down number 18. 18 at Normandy could be won with a par. OB left, trees to the right, and a sand trap that holds 2 feet of water protecting the right side of the green. And if you risk going for it long, that's big trouble because there's St. Charles Rock Road. Yep, that's correct.
Water hazard. I've put many balls down on St. Charles Rock Road.
Okay.
Oh, I have hit stop signs.
We didn't talk this much about the course when we did shows there live.
I'll give you a perfect example how people wouldn't know how to play it, depending on their game.
No, wouldn't have a clue.
When we get out there, Tim will show people how, if you're a bomber, how you play it. Up the left side and probably a
on what golf hole are we
10.
talking about? Doug, number 10.
Probably a 6-iron in there for Tim.
Everybody knows exactly what the 10
Maybe a 7.
Everybody does.
For me,
I mean, you play there every day. Therefore, everyone in St. Louis knows exactly what hole 10 is.
for an 18 handicapper like me, it'll probably be a little cut up the right side and then lay up with a 7-iron down the right side because everything slopes to the left.
Yeah, Doug, beware of that creek. And then the cemetery over the green.
Yeah, depending where the pin is. If the pin's in the front, I'll hit one long to show you what you don't want to do. Tim will stick one.
Right. Yeah, and it'll trundle back toward that front pin position.
The killer determined. He is definitely not.
Yes, he did, but keep your mouth closed afterwards when you lay up with a 5-iron.
Oh.
I'll be out there flipping flapjacks.
Yeah, Plowsy will be in the cemetery. We'll show you how to get up and down from Johnny Johnson's gravestone.
If you can get up and down from the cemetery, good on you. That's a tough shot.
Especially that
You
pin's in
shouldn't
the
be
back.
hitting shots out of the cemetery. It's disrespectful.
Plain as it lies, Doug.
Yeah, if you're
It's a yellow.
It's disrespectful. You can't take shots over a grave, can you?
Don't take too big a divot.
Don't shoot it at all.
I hit one up there one time and they were burying somebody.
Guys, this might be the worst idea of all time. LOL, listening to an 18 handicap tell me how to play golf. That's from the Holly Hills Hustler who is not happy with Iggy's idea.
That's what makes it fun.
I'm not telling you how to play. I'm telling you how to play the hole.
Look, I shot a 106 last time at Normandy. I know
You guys
what
know
I'm
golf.
doing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're going to walk us through every shot on a course that most people have never been to and might never go to.
Doug, on
That's the
one,
point of doing it. They've never been there. We're going to show you.
Yep.
On one, you need to get it dead center fairway.
Yep. That's the key on one.
That's so much different than all the other courses. The lack of self-awareness in here is driving me nuts. We got the Blues now in 4th place. threatening to not make the playoffs, and I'm supposed to worry about what shot they hit on the number 10 hole at Normandy? I'm not! Oh, and here's a tip. Try to hit it straight. Really? Thank God for this kind of advice.
Usually number 1 through 18, you need to get it closer to dead center fairway.
Yeah, I agree.
No, Tim and Jackson will be showing you how to play out of the fairway long. Plowsy and I will be
who?
showing you how to play the hole
Who are
out of
they
the rough.
showing how to play this?
Well, I'll be showing you where not to hit. That's kind of where
I think it'll be Skip Berkmeyer watching, Jim Holtgreave will be watching.
None
and
of
Tom
them will
O'Toole.
watch.
Nagel.
And a good golfer
Nagel
could not watch
absolutely
any of your how-to approach Normandy video series and still kick your ass out there because they know what they're trying to do. Hit the ball long and straight.
Adam Long.
Probably watching.
Why he didn't win the Normandy Amateur one time? Because that's where I should have played it.
Oh, sure.
I would love to see Skip's reaction. Like to him.
Skip loves the Fan Page Club Championship discussion.
Does he? Okay.
He was on the range playing in the U.S. Amateur, and he found himself more interested in finding out the result of one of my Fan Page Club Championship matches, and that's when he goes, "Oh, I have a problem."
Oh.
I love me some Skip Berkmeyer, man. Dude's great. Super funny.
Well, maybe he should give the tips on how to play the golf course.
He has.
You need
He's
to
got my
Anybody
putting
is.
fixed.
Yeah, he already fixed Iggy's putting.
You know what's a good
Iggy's
hole?
Brad Faxon now.
A really good hole to actually break down is how to tee off on 13.
Doug, let's
so
pull
many
apart.
options.
I don't know what 13 looks like.
Well,
and neither
exactly.
does anyone else listening to this show.
It's a postage stamp green, and you can get there if you are a long hitter off the tee. At the same time, you can just hit I don't know if you'll need a driver, but a 3-wood or a hybrid or an iron and just get it out there. And you're going to have about 110 yards in for your second shot. But, man, is that a postage stamp green. Let's take a look at it here with the...
Oh, we don't have to. No one's playing out there.
Hard to hold that green, too. You pretty much have to land it short.
Yeah.
And trungle it up there.
Yeah, trundle it.
We got a Cardinal opener here, folks, in just a little over a week.
Doug,
That doesn't
no one cares
interest any of you?
No, not at
I'm
all.
interested in Iggy's Strodecast for the opener. Now, we realize it's 8 days away, but, man, is this important, because you'll have Albert Pujols, Yadier Molina, Adam Wainwright out there with the Clydesdales and Steven Matz, the off-season acquisition of...
Wait, he's starting opening day?
No, but he's...
I was going to say, that would be funny. That'd be
He'll be there.
So, Iggy, what are you seeing for...
I did a preliminary look yesterday. And again, that's a good change. I mean, we're a week away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, patterns change.
Yeah, sure they do.
But as of now, I have it high in the low 60s and a slight chance of a shower. That could change depending on fronts moving in and out. Oh, yes, fronts. But right now, it's not going to be terrible, where it's 20 degrees, 30 degrees.
No.
Yeah, my phone says 60, Iggy.
I
So
said
you
low
guys are kind
60s.
of, you're on the same page.
Yeah, what do they have rain-wise?
No precipitation mentioned.
Yeah, I said slight chance.
Yeah.
What about today? Is today a washout?
Yeah, you're not going to do anything today.
Look
Although
at
today,
it right
we've already
now.
had the high today. The high was at like midnight last night.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, but it's
thought it was
not
supposed to be
going to
70.
dip, but
I
it's
see 67 here.
I thought it
well,
was
it's
70 today.
67 now.
Yeah, clear up until 1 p.m. is what I'm seeing.
When then it gets cold, baby? Then it gets cold.
Well, a couple degrees cooler.
Well, it's
Not
raining
much.
now, so I don't even say clear till 1 o'clock. It's raining now.
You know what the great thing about
So if you're saying 70% chance of rain, then you don't know what you're talking about because it's raining now.
I don't think it is.
So it's 100% chance of rain.
It's not raining.
it'll be
now.
good for Normandy to get some rain. And I think that'd
How
be
can
good
you
for the
see
course.
it?
Yeah, let the
How can I
Bermuda
see?
grow in.
There's a window. I'm looking out a window.
Well, you can't see rain.
Yeah, you
It-
can.
It's
Well,
gonna
when I
pour.
came in from smoking, it was raining, so it's already rained today, and it's going to continue to rain. It's not going to be 24 hours of downpour, but there are going to be some high winds today. If you got umbrellas up on your patio, get them down.
Guys, when Iggy says a little cut up the right side, he means a slice up by the third tee. Thanks, that's from the Looster.
Probably, yeah.
No, I really don't slice it anymore.
Are you guys selling cuck tickets, or is Iggy's strategy to keep the puke people away in effect? Thanks, that's from the 314. Doug, are we selling puke tickets?
Puke tickets?
All right, that's a better name because that's usually what's gonna happen.
Puke tickets.
You guys are gonna
Do you think guys will be vomiting at the dodo?
I sure hope.
No one should.
At some point, yeah.
There's only 2 sinks in the whole. I mean,
The world is your sink plug.
You can think what you want about the cuck tickets. Certain people's names I don't mention, just, it's not fair to the other people that paid money to go out and play and enjoy themselves, and you just show up and start grabbing beers and walking around the course, and you paid nothing. I don't think it's fair, but it's not my tournament.
No, that's why we suggest selling cuck tickets.
And-
So
but
they do have to pay for their share that they eat or drink.
here's the problem with the cuck ticket, though. Like usually at professional events, you're not gonna see a lot of, shanks, slices, just bullets towards the crowd or the stadium area.
Right.
In this particular event, you got to have head on a swivel.
Yeah, maybe
Because,
helmets.
I mean, yeah, like hard hats would probably come in handy.
The players' games aren't where they want in mid-May. The games will be where they want to be in mid-July. And so some of the shots will scatter. The dispersion isn't what you want in mid-May, okay?
Well, I don't think...
I think if we did the Dotem in August, you would see...
Yeah.
These cuckolders...
You'd see somebody going 50s.
The cuckolders aren't going to be interested in watching a lot of shots.
What?
They'll hang around the first tee and maybe the 10th green and heckle people that are playing there. That'll be about the end of it.
Well, if that's your fun for the day and you enjoy that, I mean, cuck away.
Yeah, but isn't cucking like watching? That's what cucking is. They watch their significant other bang, so I would assume that their attention level and attention to detail is at an all-time high, and so I think they'd be paying much more close attention to the event than...
But probably only
a
right there by the
non-cucker.
clubhouse. They're not going to walk out in the middle of the course and watch, are they?
Well, we don't need to call it cuck ticket. I mean, it's just, some people wear that as a badge of honor.
Puke ticket.
Yeah, just call it something else. Patrons.
Hey, guys, Cletus tried to finger me behind 13 last summer. Thanks. That's from Cocky Culkin.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, join the crowd.
Right.
He's left a long line of victims among us.
Every time I ride in the golf cart with Cletus, I have to look down at the seat before I get in it to make sure he hasn't put anything there.
Like a finger?
Hand, yeah.
Oh.
Hands in my ass, clapping their hands.
Oh.
I mean, I don't ask me the question. I have nothing to do with the golf tournament.
Okay. Iggy is now
No, if they ask me for advice, Tim's in the meetings. So we know what's going on. Tim will say, hey, we talked about this today, but Tim's in the meetings. If they say, Iggy, what do you think? Should we charge people to come? Yes. That's my advice. You should have these freeloaders coming out there and doing nothing and hanging out all day and not paying.
How about Freemasons?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh.
It's a club, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's kind of a political, clandestine political club.
Um,
But I don't think we'll see a lot of Freemasons out there.
But I mean, plus the beer is free. So, these people are paying to play golf and to have a good time and drink free beer and enjoy themselves. And people just show up, watch the broadcast from the golf course, and then just mingle out on the golf course and start drinking beers and hanging out. And, we didn't pay anything. I don't think it's fair.
Doug, are you going to be luging?
Luging?
Yeah, like, pressing your breasts together and having people, drink out of that.
I didn't know that was called luging.
Sounds hot now that we know what it means.
Yeah.
I hadn't planned on that.
I saw a response the other day. It said, Iggy, you're so hypocritical. You're not paying to play, are you? I said, are you really asking that question?
There's about 20 of those in the EDF text
Are you
inbox.
really asking that question?
All right, the answer is no.
Well, I work here.
So everyone who works
you
here
get a
for
few
nothing?
benefits when a place you work at has a golf tournament, don't you think?
I don't know.
So that's kind of a stupid answer.
I don't know. Everyone who works here gets
Then again,
to
I don't play golf. I don't pay to play golf anywhere, so.
Now you rub it in the audience's face.
Yeah, well.
Really just peacocking around here on the audience.
So someone who plays golf free by begging to get into all these places, you hold it against someone who wants to just come and watch a tournament for free.
Well, and drink. Free beer
What
that
if
you
they
haven't
don't
paid for. Mick Ulter, kind enough to sponsor this and give out beer to the people that are out there paying and enjoying themselves, not for the freeloaders.
Right. Well, what if they don't drink?
If you want this life, it's not too hard to get it. It's getting harder and harder to get it.
Why is it getting harder and harder to get it? Are you starting to experience elitism?
Yeah, I mean, my life is not hard if you just sit around and watch TV all day. But to get free golf and things like that, it's getting a little harder to get that. You gotta work at it. Not for me, but...
Yeah, you can't just acquire that kind of juice.
Yeah, for other people. You gotta do this for a few years.
Because you just make a call and everybody says, sure, come on out and play. It's that easy.
It's what happened down in Gatlinburg. I just made one call and said,
How do they know in Gatlinburg?
I'll give you a nice mention on the show. Sure, come on down. We'll take care of you.
Really?
So me and my brother-in-law got comped at Bent Creek, I believe, in Gatlinburg we played.
Well, my friends are out having fun, okay? I was always at home alone, working towards my dreams.
Doug, we've talked about it. You just call and say, hello, TV's Doug Vaughn here. I want to play for nothing.
You probably
They would immediately hang up the phone.
Do you attach a Doug Unplugged in that email just to have them get a glimpse of who you are and how big
It's
you are
never
in the
mattered.
industry?
No, it's always pay up.
You just need to introduce yourself to everyone as TV's Doug Vaughn.
I think I've always had to pay.
And I'm just having a little fun.
That's all this is. It's
All
a
right.
little fun, just like you have at Bertarelli Cutlery.
Lots of fun at Bertarelli Cutlery. It's that time of year again. You know what it is? It's mullet season. It's mullet season at Bertarelli Cutlery. It's business in the front, party in the back. You can
Nice.
swing down to the hill, check out the showroom in the front with all the best kitchen knives available, including the brand new Woostoff Performance line of knives.
Stuff.
And then you head to the back where the real party begins. Back there, they will sharpen your kitchen knives as well as the knives for most of the wonderful St. Louis restaurants that have them slicing like the dickens. So let the party begin with Bertarelli Cutlery. Check them out at 1927 Marconi Avenue. Give them a call. I will give that phone number right now. Ready to write?
Yeah.
314-664-4005. Maybe it's easier to remember the website, BertarelliCo.com. Go down, see our good friend Marco Bertarelli,
Hello,
longest
Marco.
running sponsor on the morning after. He is on our Mount Rushmore, and now he is also running Bertarelli Cutlery, and it's mullet season at Bertarelli. Chop, chop, cheeky, cheeky.
Bertarelli Cutlery advertising on TMA since 2007. 90% of homeowners in Missouri escrow their home insurance with their mortgage and have no idea what they're paying or what they're covered for. Call James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency today to make sure your biggest asset is protected. The switch is easy. They do all the work for you. Just takes one phone call or apply online at carltoninsurance.net, 314-961-4800. People do business with James's team because they like and trust him. Just check them out on Google and Facebook. You'll see the incredible reviews they receive. I am a client, and I'm very happy that I am a client. I'm thrilled I made the switch to James Carlton a few years ago. James and his team are all from right here in your community and ready to serve you. When you call in, you're going to get a live person eager to take care of whatever the purpose of the call. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton, State Farm, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net. It is our Munganess 7 o'clock hour as we broadcast from the Michelob Ultra Studios. You are welcome to get involved by texting in the EDF text inbox 314-881-TMA5. Call in the Steve Schmidt Kia of North County phone line 636-9004-TMA, or email in for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. Doug, Mike Francesa is back. He is doing a podcast.
Okay.
And this is really kind of an announcement here. Was this his first podcast, or what do we have here, Plowhawk?
This was just posted yesterday.
I guess I got to subscribe to it.
Yeah, it's through Bet Rivers. He's I think this is his first episode, like where he introduces his podcast.
Is it a gambling one?
Yeah, I mean it's centered around gambling.
Isn't he like 40%?
Well, his buddy Dog will tell you that he's actually a better gambler than he leads on.
Wow.
But yeah, a lot of his picks.
Well, I would like to hear it because I enjoy Mike Francesa. I find him entertaining.
Yeah.
Hit the leave.
And, I stayed away from the podcast world.
Sounds good.
For a long time. When I was getting ready to step away from Fan in 17, a lot of these early podcast companies came after me very hard. And I was like, guys, I don't understand the concept. I don't understand where it's going. So I'm going to just step back and wait. Well, I stepped back and played golf and took it easy. Went back to Fan for a little while, and then stepped back again. And, I just waited to see how this would play out. And recently, a bunch of companies have come after me during this crazy time where sports betting has become such a huge part of the fabric of broadcasting and really sports. I mean, we all see how it has changed everything and will continue to change everything. I hope for the good. I think there are some things people have to watch. We've already seen one with a player. We're going to see more with that. But for the most part, it can be a positive because it just brings interest to people if they keep it under control, which you have to do with anything in life.
Well, he didn't say a lot there, did he?
I liked how he said that a lot of podcasts came after him really hard.
What is a podcast company? Can't anybody just do a podcast?
Oh, there's podcast companies.
Yeah, but there are podcast companies.
Really?
Uh-huh.
He waited too late. Like, it's almost like he waited till everyone had a podcast, and then he goes, "Okay, I'll get a podcast."
I was just like, he said, I don't know where it goes. Like where like the garbage can? It goes on the internet.
Interwebs.
I'm curious because his show has been, for the vast majority of his career, just taking phone call after phone call after phone call after phone call. So I gather he's going to live stream it and take phone calls. Otherwise, he's actually going to have to
talk.
Right.
Drum up some content.
And it's going to sound like that right there. 2 minutes of nothing.
That was pretty miserable. Not only the quality, but he didn't. In that minute and a half, there's no meat on them bones. Like there's nothing really.
He said huge.
Well, you could take a minute and a half out of this show and come up meatless.
Oh! Yeah, but we don't have a lot of podcast company coming after us.
Oh, no.
Hard, Doug.
Well, why wouldn't you listen to a guy that's break down Maryland in the tournament better than anybody?
Not sure which conference they're in.
Franklin and Totowa? What's up, Franklin?
I just like hearing the name of the cities.
Right.
Where's Totowa?
I don't know. It sounds like
he
New
makes,
Jersey.
I think he makes them up.
It sounds like Jersey.
I think he makes them up. Like Larry
Stephen Boundbrook, what's up, Steve?
Larry King used to make up names.
Did he?
It was never a big city with him. John, Bleeding Uterus, Ira, hello. Never a real city.
Dave from Schenectady.
Well, that's
Schenectady is a real city.
Yeah, it is. But some of these other ones you never heard of.
Okay.
Ryan and Breezy Point, what's up, Ryan?
Yeah, Breezy Point.
He's always exasperated when he gets done giving the city's name, too. Ever notice that?
I don't know where Totowa is.
That's where Franklin is.
Is Brooklyn.
And now his former cohort is unhappy about the Mets being on Apple TV. The Cardinals will be on Apple TV for 3 games as of right now. Take a listen.
I can't stand that.
We're going to work our rear ends off to find the football games on Thursday night. We're going to work hard for those games. We'll find them. It's NFL football. We bet them. Plus, the local game in your market's going to be on over-the-air channels anyway. But the Met game is not over-the-air channel. It's on Apple. We'll find those games on Thursday night. We'll find them. One night a week, we'll find Michaels and Herb Street, the Thursday night streaming game. We'll find it. Got to bet it. We'll find it. The old-time Met fan living out in Plainview, he's going to be raising hell a week from Friday. Where the hell's the Scherzer game? And then baseball wonders why everybody's so upset. Well, warning you now, when you sell all your good games to all these little services, you got to give them something. You're going to tick off the people who spend a fortune on the cable packages to see their teams play every year, whether it's SNY or Yes, whatever it might be. You know, you're screwing out the well, they got 130 games. They want to see Scherzer pitch. Give Apple TV. You know what? Why don't you give Apple TV Marlins Mets in August? You know, why don't you give them that game? Well, we can't do that. We got to give them good games. We got to give them something that people are going to get into. We got to help them out. They gave us a lot of money, so you give them the game that SNY gets killed with. You're going to bother them. You're going to bother the local fan. I'm telling you right now. You're going to bother them. And baseball is not in a position right now to bother the local fan who spends a fortune and gets screwed by these cable companies left and right.
I gotta say, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I gotta say, I agree with said take.
Love it. Baseball is like just killing themselves. It just shoots themselves in the foot with stupid blackout rules. And every game should be on your local network on Fox or CBS. It just seems so simple to me. And it's all about dollars and cents. I completely agree with Mad Dog. 100%.
How far in advance, though, did they tell you what game is going to be on Apple?
I think
the Cardinals have 3 as of right now scheduled on Apple TV.
The dates, or they just...
The dates, yeah.
Well, how do they know when Scherzer's pitching? How does he know that that's the game that they're going to shoot?
Yeah, I know. That was the question I was going to ask.
No, I agree.
When you sign that contract, you know,
well, I mean, I guess if the second game of the year is next Friday, then I gather he is assuming Jacob deGrom will get the ball and Scherzer will get the ball for the second game. I don't know. Listen, I don't know.
At first, they tried to sell us on this that they were going to Facebook and Apple to get the younger audience. Because the younger audience would see it now and say, wow, this baseball, I've never heard of it before, but it's really something, which is absolute nonsense.
It's tourism in London for St. Louis. Like, that's the same it's so ridiculous. Do you think that that's going to work?
They're just, well, it's all just getting every last dollar they can off the companies. Yeah, it's not about appealing to a younger audience. There's some 17-year-old kid who's going to get on Facebook, not many 17-year-olds are on Facebook now anyway, and say, oh, there's baseball. I had never heard about that. That is really interesting. I think I'll start watching.
Derek Gould reporting yesterday that Friday Night Baseball doubleheaders on Apple TV, that's where these will be. And the Cardinals have 3 so far. April 22nd in Cincinnati, May 20th at Pittsburgh, and June 24th at home against the Chicago Cubs.
Those are doubleheaders, you said?
Well, I would gather one will be in the Eastern or Central time zone, and then one in the Mountain or Western. Pacific, also known as. Some people call it the Western time zone. I don't. I call it the Pacific time zone. I just did it there to appeal to those people.
I see. I got Apple TV to watch Ted Lasso, and then when that was over, I went back to see what else was on Apple TV. I couldn't get on it.
What about the morning show? I understand there's Sappho's in the 2nd season. Ooh.
I don't know. I wanted to watch that, too. But I haven't been able to.
I like renting movies on Apple TV.
I'm back in password hell.
But the problem with that is you're renting movies on a service that you pay monthly subscription for, which is a money grab within a money grab. At least when they put baseball on Facebook or YouTube, those are free services. You just have to sign up for those services.
Yeah,
I think the Apple TV aspect and, putting football games on Hulu or what have you, that's a...
Well, his overall premise is people are passionate enough about the NFL for whatever the reason might be, and I think he's right, that it's more gambling or fantasy, and if you want to lump the two in together, then Godspeed, but whatever, those 2 reasons, or they just like watching the product, but I think it's more about the former reasons, and the passion is not there for baseball. So if it is not easy to watch, as I think it's been the case for a lot of people in the St. Louis region here over the last couple of years, people go, oh, screw it. And then they find themselves after a couple of weeks going, God, I don't really miss it.
Yeah.
That, to me, encapsulates the problem for the game of baseball.
I think the difference is when it comes to, like, watching the Cardinals, I used to be able when I had Cable America. I don't anymore, so I don't know where I can watch it. But that's every game. You're talking about 3 games out of 162 games that you don't get to see.
Well, what cable do you have now?
I don't have cable.
YouTube TV?
I have YouTube TV.
I love it.
And you can't get Bally's on YouTube TV.
So freaking
annoying. But that's every game.
Out of luck.
But that's every game you can't see.
Right.
You're talking about 3 games, and that's how things change. I mean, remember back in the day that you got to see the Masters, you got to see holes 15, 16, 17, and 18. That's what you got to see.
Now you can watch every shot from every player on your phone.
Yeah, so times change, and, trying to make a little bit more money. Well, let's try out Apple. Let's try out Google. Today we're going to watch it on Facebook. 3 games. 1 game you can't because it's going to be on Facebook. Things change. They tried different things, and that's just 3 games. Now, football, I get there's only 17 games, so if you miss one, you can't see it. That's, 1 out of 17. You're talking about 3 out of 162 games. There's going to be someplace else, and you're going to bitch about it?
And even if you get cable and you pay a lot for it, it's going to cost you at least another $5 a month to get the Apple TV, right?
Yeah, that's my problem with putting sports on a paid platform. I mean, you already pay for cable, but now it's pointless because you don't have the game on cable, and now you have to pay extra.
And again, that's 3. I'm talking about 3 games. I'm talking about what
I don't think it's a big deal for Cardinal fans or anything. I just think I agree with Mad Dog with the older casual fan, and Tim was right on. You can ring the gong.
Okay.
Once you don't have baseball for 2 or 3 weeks, it really doesn't matter. I didn't watch a game last year in terms of because I didn't have Bally's. I haven't watched much Blues this year, and it's really amazing that you just don't care as much as you would think that you would when you don't have the services. It's just easy not to watch. And I think that's a problem for baseball.
Yeah. Well, some of it, when fans clamor about why won't their team spend $35 million on another shortstop and give them a $150, $200 million contract, and then the price of watching the games on TV goes up, it's all tied in together. Teams got to
revenue,
make up that money.
Expense. Revenue, one column, okay?
One column, yeah.
And then here's another column. Expense. Think about that.
I am thinking.
A lot of people are texting, and you don't need an Apple TV subscription to watch the games. They'll be free. You just have
You
to
do not. That is correct.
Oh,
that
changes everything. I mean, if you can at least download it and get it, that's fine.
Okay, but to me, it doesn't change the. I mean, you're talking about money grabs, and I understand baseball needs. What we were just talking about. Don't watch this.
Revenue's in one column.
Then expense. What I'm saying is this. Is for a lot of people, if they can't just go, and I'm not necessarily saying myself, but it doesn't matter. This is about a huge sample size. If they can't just go to what they are used to, they go, well, I can't find the game. This sucks, free or not.
Yeah.
and then they don't know how to find it. They don't know how to download the app, and you can say, well, it's olds not knowing about technology. You're welcome to say that. That's a lot of baseball's demographic. And then the olds aren't watching as much because they go, oh, I don't really miss it as much, and they find
Lord,
something
these
else.
olds.
Yeah, Lord, these olds.
Yeah. Well, I'm in that category. Whenever there's a game somewhere weird, I've got to find the other remote to change the input, and then I've got to go through the rigmarole of going through all the possible apps and Netflix and YouTube and all these other things, and I got to find Apple TV somewhere, and then I got to figure out, do I have a password for that? I think I did have a password for that I forgot it. And it's not much if you're used to doing that. If you've always done that, if you know exactly what to do, okay, it takes 30 seconds. If you don't know what to do, it's extremely frustrating.
Yeah, I was in a Wikipedia rabbit hole last night looking up generations, and I went to Gen Z, which is my generation.
And what are the years that a gentleman or lass has to be born in for Generation Z?
I think it's like 95 to 2010. That would be Gen Z. And it just had an interesting statistic, or really just a fact, that my generation is the only generation to grow up with technology as we know it today. Like, and they describe it as digital natives. So
digital natives.
So I grew up learning this stuff like Doug, like you did, learning the states and capitals. Like, it was just integrated into curriculum.
Right.
So this stuff comes so easy to me, and I guess I just don't have the empathy, or I'm working to get more empathy for people who didn't grow up with that and had to learn it later in life, as they grew older to learn it. So my generation sometimes isn't as empathetic to the technology difficulties that some people have.
I'll give you a perfect example of being old.
Clip that off.
I don't know what app I had to download yesterday on my TV. I forget what it was. But I already had the app on my smart TV. I just had to sign in and use the password I had for Hulu. And most of my passwords, people thought I was giving out my password. You're giving out you're giving out all those clues. You think I was serious about? But in the password, you use capital letters, small letters, different signs. But on my TV, I can see the letters. Okay, here's my password. Here's the comma. How do I get the capital letter?
It's shift.
There was no shift, like it is on your there is on your computer.
Yeah.
This is on my remote. How do I get to the capital letter? I could not get my password in there.
Yeah.
Because my niece's husband set up the TV for me, and he did it all. I had no clue how to get to the capital letter through my remote on the TV, so I couldn't get in there.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's there somewhere.
It is, but
it's
hard.
frustrating not to know.
Sometimes it's not shift. Sometimes you have to go to either the symbol, icon, or it's like that little arrow with the base line.
And you're just supposed to know that.
I know, it's tough.
That's why I'm trying to become more empathetic to the older generation. Because I grew up with all this stuff and learning it as I developed.
Yeah. That's why they try to teach kids a foreign language when they're very little, too. When they're 3 or 4 years old, they'll pick up a foreign language like that. But you wait until you're 50 or 60, it's almost impossible to do it. You got to really work.
Yeah, I was trying to do that with Rosetta Stone, and I did it for a little bit.
I said,
It's hard. They say it's so easy.
No, it's supposedly good for your brain to try to learn stuff like that as you get older. But the younger you can try to drill that into a person, it's much, much easier.
I watched a telenovela for a year and a half and didn't learn anything.
Doug Hallihill's Hustler is not happy. He says olds in the internet.
Mm-hmm. Well, the olds invented the internet.
I am tired.
Look, I know how to send emails and porn. That's really all I use it for.
Yeah. That's the basics.
Send porn emails. There we go.
It's the passwords that have got me worn out. For the several different emails I have to have, and the different apps, and the different bills you have to pay. It's got me. I tried desperately to get on Amron's website so he could pay bills electronic. Could not make it happen. Spent at least an hour trying to sign up a password, start over with an account, give him my account, everything. Amron will not allow me to do it online.
My address doesn't exist on Amron Online. Like, I have to pay my bill over the phone because... I've moved so much, so it says all my, closed previous accounts.
Yeah.
My address I currently am at does not exist unless I call customer service, pay the bill directly.
Since when did this show become a helpline for geriatric stupids? Doug gets from Baby Milo. I have empathy for Jackson having to learn sex with a woman for the first time and not as Jimmy McKinney fleshlight. It's super scary. Jimmy McKinney has a fleshlight?
Once again, please use players more current. I'd be more interested in.
Well, it's funnier if it's somebody who played years ago.
I don't think males can have a fleshlight.
Huh?
Doug?
I'm not the guy to ask about that.
Didn't you give away the not 4 but 3 fleshlights?
Kept a couple of them.
No, I didn't get 2 of them. I only got 2.
But weren't they 4 males?
No, they were Lisa Ann fleshlights.
But they were to be used by people with wings.
Well, I guess, but he said you had a Jimmy McKinney fleshlight.
Oh, well, it'd probably be...
Guys can't have a fleshlight.
The back
McKinney's
portal.
Unit.
Oh. No. It would be the hole.
Oh, no.
That could be. They make those. I know Biff bought a Jesse Jane butt.
For like $2,000.
And he's walking around the AVNs while we're doing interviews with this Jesse Jane fake ass box.
Old money.
So he penetrated that thing, huh?
I'm sure he used it that night. Why else would you buy it? You're not buying it to look at it.
Yeah, it's not as nice as a wall piece.
Can I get a picture of it? Yeah, once you buy it, you know you're using it. There's no other reason to buy it. Look, I'm just going to display the fake ass. And he was proud of it, too. He had another interview. All right, let's welcome Kia Nior. Hey, he's carrying the box of Jesse Jane's ass in this interview.
I've never been to PF Chang's. Is that any good?
It is good.
Yeah,
It's
General
very
Tso's.
good. Yeah.
Big General Tso's guy.
I haven't had it in years, but boy, I need to go back. I saw one just the other day.
They took the one out of Brentwood.
They took it out?
Yeah, it's not in Brentwood. They closed. It closed a while ago.
Really?
2 years ago, about. Yeah.
Actually, there's a Shake Shack opening up in Enterprise Center.
Nice.
I didn't know that.
There's a lot of got a variety of. There's a High Point in there.
Is there?
There's a Lion's Choice in there, if I'm not mistaken. Is there Joya's in there?
I don't
I
know.
feel like some of them have, or maybe that's at Busch Stadium.
They have like a. I don't know if they do. They have Joyous in there.
Doug,
They
do
used
they
to have
have
Sugar Fire at the Dome.
I know he's opening up 2 new ones, DePere and Ledoux, I think. But
Ledoux already has one.
Just in time for the Elton John concert tonight, they're putting in a Shake Shack.
Elton John's in St. Louis tonight?
I believe so.
Doug, is that right?
I don't know.
Really?
That would be good.
I think
to go
it's
to.
tonight.
Why don't we get him on?
Elton John playing at a Shake Shack in St. Louis?
He's playing White Castle with Tiffany Haddish.
How old is he now? He's got to be.
You want to take a guess?
74.
I'll say 73.
He is playing tonight.
75?
73, I'll say.
Where's he playing, Jackson?
Chaffetz.
Enterprise, I'm sure.
Chaffetz?
Whenever I would go.
He's not playing Chaffetz.
No, Enterprise. But I would see, for whatever reason, I feel like I saw pictures of him at Chaffetz when I go to SLU games. Maybe I'm tripping. But he's 75. Enterprise.
Okay.
Tonight, 3:30.
He'll probably get there early and get a Shake Shack.
Tonight, 3:30.
3:30, as in March 30th. My apologies.
Oh, I was like, man.
Yeah.
Talk about catering to
Matinee.
rolls.
An Elton John matinee.
Yeah, no tickets for that, Dice. We got that sheet we can sign up for tickets.
Oh,
and
well, this
Elton
is-
John, there's a big red X through it.
This is one of the
Not available. N/A. All right, we will take a break. We didn't get to Zach Zane's breakdown of 9 different types of polyamorous relationships yesterday, so I want to make sure we get to that here in this Appliance Discounters 8 o'clock hour. Doug, there are 9 different types according to Zach Zane.
Okay.
I'd be curious to hear this because I think polyamorous is only, there's one definition for it, so I don't know.
Well, Zach knows, and so he's going to tell us. That's coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. We have this Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. That comes your way at 9:45. The great Seth Goldcamp in Design Air Heating and Cooling. Yeah, you got the stocking cap there now. If you're watching on YouTube, as 200. Let's see what we got here. 200 people, 177. Doug, we've dropped off.
Okay.
Anytime the old start talking about technology, we lose listeners, according to our consultant.
No, I think since it's more or less a hookup site that a couple people find each other.
Yeah, and they go bang.
Yeah.
Big Mike said he tried to call in, but Jackson will pick up the phone.
What's up?
Big Mike tried to call, but you wouldn't take his call. He wouldn't
Well,
pick up the
so that's the thing is, I pick up the phone and it halts the conversation because you can hear it.
Oh,
it's difficult to pick up the phone. I try to pick my spots, and it was a bad spot to try to pick it up.
So we'll never really be able to take phone calls?
No, we are, but if someone's in the middle of a live read, I'm not going to answer the phone and disrupt the live read.
You can't turn yourself off back there?
No.
That's bizarre.
Keisha.
There's not an off switch on your microphone.
I mean, I could unplug it. We've tried working on it. It's a weird wiring thing because my mic is in a completely different room.
Yeah. Well, okay. Big Mike's gonna have to live with that.
Big Mike, call back in.
Yeah, call back
well,
in.
Isn't he in the? Is he in the Lisa dating game? He is in the Loopster's
He is.
out.
Loopster's out because he doesn't want to be with Big Mike, even though he'll be there and you'll be in the same room with him anyway. Don't get that.
Was it too late for Loomster to jump back in?
No. I mean, the Lisa dating game isn't for another
50 days.
Month and a half.
I know. Sometimes you're rigid.
Drop off, I'm sure.
Yeah, we got the same 4 people. I got another one yesterday. You know, Iggy, me and my wife, Jim, want to be part of it.
Oh, come on. Jim's not
God,
the
it's
wife.
getting old, man.
Let Jim in.
Maybe he meant to say Jill.
Plus, we have the Mug and Ass Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown that is coming your way on the other side of the break in the Appliance Discounters 8 o'clock hour. We'll close out our Mug and Ass 7 o'clock hour. Mug and Ass St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota, the sponsor of the 7 o'clock hour. You are listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 HD2 FM, the potted plant, TMASTL.com, watching on YouTube.com/TMASTL, and listen to everything. Balloon Party, the Tim McKernan Show, and TMA all on the Morning After STL app. Download it. It's got everything, and you can text into the show, and old audio clips are all there for you. It's a brilliant app. We are in the Michelob Ultra Studios.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com, the most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
How about the summer in Reno? That sounds like an Elvis movie. That summer I spent in Reno.
Oh, it was a cluster F, is what it was.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was the only one that was 21. I just turned 21, I believe, and my other 3 friends that went with us, they were only 19 or 20, and my buddy's uncle ran the MGM Grand, so he said, if you want to come down for the summer, I'll get you guys jobs. So since I was the only one who was 21, I got to work in the casino, but I was a change runner. I was that guy you see walking around the slot machines with a sack full of silver dollars. And my other friends got to work at they were stagehands for Hallelujah Hollywood. So I would pilfer a buck off of the top every time I'd pour it into the thing. I'd take my thumb, pull a silver dollar off the top, and throw 19 bucks in there.
Oh, did you?
I was making a killing, those old ladies. Change, please. Okay, I'll dump them in here for you, honey. One off the top, 19 in. Because each one held 20 silver dollars. But anyway, we just spent our money on pot.
That's nice.
Now, I had this girlfriend that I hooked up with down there like the first week we were there. All of us picked up chicks to live with us, and they had duties. Like, mine was in charge of cleaning. Mark's was in charge of, like, shopping and cooking, and mine was so weird. She lived in the complex, but she stayed with us, and when she would go to her apartment, she would, like, float like a butterfly. She would, like, go down the sidewalk, flipping her arms. I'll be back. And she's, like, floating. I'm like, oh, look, God, I got a weirdo. But she cleans, so.
Can you explain this? So you guys show up and then they assign you girlfriends?
No, we found them. They were at the pool one day. The good thing about Hallelujah Hollywood is the girls had to be topless in the show and they couldn't have tan lines, so they all laid out at our pool. topless.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
And there are always these little kids that as soon as they jumped, as soon as the girls got into the pool, you see these like 4 or 5 kids just jump in the water with their goggles on.
Just listening and learning.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was only for a summer. It was fun, but we didn't have a lot of money. We spent it all like smoking pot, doing bong hits.
The money you stole, you use that to buy pot.
Pretty much, yeah, and the money we made. I mean, I already told the story that we would go to the grocery store and just steal. We're sticking pot roast in our coats and steaks. We had no money. So we just go to the supermarket and that's back before they had cameras, and we just stick rump roast in our pants and chips and hamburger and bread, and we just went in there and steal once a week.
You bacon-skinned boot face.
Yeah. So this guy who ran the MGM Grand was kind enough to get you guys jobs. Do you have any remorse about immediately using that job to steal?
I didn't know the guy. It was Randy's uncle, not mine.
Wait, how did you get the girls to clean for you? How did that work?
They assigned them when they got there.
No, she liked to clean. She goes, I'll clean. Okay.
But how did you meet? You just met them at the pool, and they're like, I'll clean your house?
No, we met them at the pool, and we went out and had drinks, and we just hit it off. So they became girlfriends. It was pretty easy back then to get a girlfriend.
Sounds great.
Hey guys, stay well.
So they had jobs. Mine was in charge of cleaning, and she didn't mind. And then she would float down her own apartment like some little butterfly.
She must have had a lot going on to have her own apartment, but still stay with guys who assume that she would be in charge of the cleaning.
Well, I just told you, Kat, she would float to her apartment, so she didn't have all the marbles up there. She was missing a few. Well, the best was I didn't fly to Reno. A buddy of mine. I won't give names because one of them is kind of well known, so I won't give his name.
Oh, come on, initials at least.
No,
give us initials.
No, I'm not.
CR.
But they had
Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth?
No, they had the guy that I'm going to talk about, you don't know. The other guy you may. Anyway, they had a bowling tournament in Vegas, and they were going to drive. So I said, "Can I drive with you guys to the tournament?" And they said, "Yeah, but you got to stay 2 days," because then they were going to Reno after Vegas. So I said, "Okay, that's fine. I'll stay in Vegas for 2 days." So we get to Vegas, and my one buddy calls a hooker to the room. I said,
no.
I said, "You're not doing that, are you?" He goes, "Yeah, look, I found this pamphlet on the strip. It's got all the." I said, "There's thousands of them, man." He says, "Yeah, I just need to get laid." I said, "Oh, whatever, I'll go down and gamble." So the hooker shows up. I go down to gamble. I said, "How much time you need?" I said, "How many hours did you buy?" He goes, "Just an hour." I said, "Okay." So I go down and gamble for a little bit, come back up, and he's on the bed weeping. I said, "Was it that good?"
I love her, man.
I said, "Was it that good?" He goes, "She rolled me."
She robbed him.
He went to the bathroom. He came out, and his wallet and everything was gone. I said, "Are you stupid?"
Hard to believe.
Oh, so that kind of
hard to believe.
That kind of turned the trip. We had to wait till his parents wired him some more money, and so anyway, got to Vegas.
That's a cautionary tale. If you ever go to Reno, you wait for them to assign you a girlfriend. Then it's safer.
Yeah, well, right? This was in Vegas, and he got rolled in Vegas. He's calling the cops, and they're laughing at him. "Yeah, I just had a prostitute, and she stole. What do I do?" "Good luck, buddy." What are we going to do?
That's why they steal.
Yeah, what are we going to do? He says, "Well, I got the number here." He goes, "Yeah, that's not a number we're going to be able to track and find people, buddy. So you're out." So he had to wait for more money to get wired, and so anyway, that's how the trip started. My roommate getting rolled by a hooker.
That's probably why the hookers steal so much is either the victims won't call it in, or the police laugh when they do call it in. So
yeah, they're not going to get caught.
Get out.
What are they going to do? Say I wasn't at the room? You got proof I was in the room? Yeah, that's her. Okay. Yeah, okay.
I guess it's dangerous if the guy came out of the bathroom just as they were rifling through his wallet. They might be risking their lives there, but you got to be in pretty desperate situation in your life to be in that place in the first place.
Someone should clip this segment off because we're accused all the time of providing no redeeming value. But this is a story that I think a lot of people can get some useful information from. We just outlined why it's not safe to bring a hooker to your room in Vegas.
Yeah, PSA. And if you're ever in Reno and you're getting change for, of course, now I don't think they give you tokens. Make sure you count your money. If you're getting change for 20, make sure there's 20 coins in there.
Check references before you get a hooker.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good one. 3 references or get out. Just whack it. My God.
Okay, Iggy.
I can't tell what's real and what's a drop anymore.
This whole segment's a drop.
Yeah, this is all one drop.
Ryan Kelly, you're always a guy who keeps it 100, including with your hero.loan. Tell us about that.
Look at you, dripping over there with the smoke. We do keep it 100, I'll tell you that. At HeroLoan.com, you can buy a house with no money down. You've been in the military, family member's been in the military, and you want to buy a house, but you're worried you just don't have the down payment. With the VA loan, you can buy a house, 100% financing, no money down. At HeroLoan.com, the only way to VA.
You're the one dripping with smoke.
The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Hurry over to Prestige Pools and Spas in Sunset Hills and finally get the hot tub or swim spa you've been waiting for. Beat the home show crowds and check out all the amazing hot tubs and spas that are in stock and available for delivery at your convenience. Count on Prestige Pools and Spas for special financing, additional savings on floor models, and quick delivery. Check out the new line of hard top strong spas or the beautiful options from Artesian and Marquee. Home show pricing is available in store now. Time to hustle to Prestige Pools and Spas, located near the intersection of Lindbergh and Watson.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Watch TMA on YouTube. Click the bell to subscribe. Download the podcast. Find it at tmastl.com or wherever you podcast. And check us out on TikTok at TMASTL.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2. 105.7 HD2. The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
Doug, I would say this is the sickest Ween Wednesday we've ever had.
I don't know how sick it is, really.
Well, it's storming in St. Louis. I know most of our listeners are in Chicago and New York. Did I just hear something? Did I hear my nurse?
Jackson just took a phone call, I think.
No, he's
Is that Big Mike?
No, I don't think so.
Big Mike calling.
All right. Big Mike's fed up. I don't think we'll hear from him again.
Big Mike hates the show.
You know, he hates those on it, that's for sure.
Exactly. Maybe he's fine with the show, the individuals hosting it.
Wouldn't you think if you listened to a show and you just absolutely hated it, maybe you'd go to a different show?
I do wonder about the psychology of the hate listen. Yeah. I would like to do a deep dive on it, because it obviously exists. I would say Rush Limbaugh and Howard Stern, probably the 2 most successful hate listens in broadcast history. Maybe there's somebody else I'm not thinking of. TikTok, Late Night Score.
Yes, but how often would you hate listen? If you just hated what someone had to say, I mean, you might give it a listen once and say, that guy's crazy, but then you don't keep going back.
That's the thing I don't understand. That's the thing I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't either.
Well, Ryan Kelly's on the line, and thank God he sponsors Hate Listens, because he is our title sponsor, and I've got him as the best in the business at thehomeloanexpert.com, Doug.
Oh, sure he is. Hello, Rye.
Well, I appreciate that, gentlemen. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to y'all. Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm losing track.
Well, it's Ween Wednesday. That's the only reason I know it's Wednesday.
I know Taco Tuesdays usually, too.
Yeah, those are my tells.
LeBron James would get out and do those social pros. Taco Tuesday!
And I like a good Taco Tuesday.
You guys fans of LeBron James?
I am. Plowhawk is, correct?
Yeah, I love me some LBJ.
Doug, where are you?
I love him as a player, not so much as politics.
Yeah, I stay out of that part of it, but as a player, yeah, I'll give you that. Got to be in the top 5.
Yeah.
Of course, MJ right up top, right? Why wouldn't he be?
Well, we had this discussion yesterday.
We did.
I'm a big Steph Curry fan over here,
the
too.
top 5 players.
Steph Curry.
Hey, you know what? We'll leave the NBA talk for another day. Right now, let's talk mortgages. As everybody knows, unless you've been, living under a rock in a cave somewhere for the last few years, homes are selling for record amounts, right? Talk to people every day. Hey, I bought my house in my neighborhood for $275,000 3 years ago, and now they're selling them for $375,000 for the same house. It's bananas out there. We know that, and if you've been looking for homes, you're well aware. But I'll tell you this: you don't have to sell your home to cash out. You don't have to sell the home to pull the money. With a cash-out refinance, just stay in your house, or replace your existing loan with a new loan, and pull that equity out for you. Our average client received over $54,000 at closing last year with a simple cash-out refi. What would you do with an extra $54,000 today? We could make that a reality. All you have to do is just jump online and apply at thehomeloanexpert.com. Thanks, guys. We'll talk soon.
There he is, the best in the business. Ryan Kelly online at thehomeloanexpert.com. Title sponsor of this show for a decade. We are in our Appliance Discounters 8 o'clock hour. Appliance Discounters, your hometown appliance source featuring major brands like GE. Coming up on your captain's log here in the 8 o'clock hour, it is the Munganess Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. And also Zach Zane breaking down 9 different types of polyamorous relationships. And this is going to be fine because Iggy and I are on the same page. We can think of one. So I'm anxious to hear what the other 8 are.
9 different types of polyamorous relationships.
That's also, and we'll preview the Blues power play going up against the Canucks PK. So that's what we got coming up for you here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After as we broadcast from the Michelob Ultra Studios. And I have just received a wonderful presentation done by Dogtown Ty and his drone.
Oh.
Plowhawk, Iggy, Jackson, and myself, we said temperatures in the 40s. We're going to hold off on our round with the drone. And I gather Dogtown Ty still went out there on Monday and shot this wonderful video. And we are posting it to, Doug, what do you call it, our socials? Do you like that term, our socials?
I don't really care for it.
What would you say?
I'll let it go.
Our social platforms.
I don't like platforms either. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, that's what it's called.
I know that's what it's called. It doesn't mean I have to like it.
Well, we're posting
I
it.
just say on Facebook, I usually run down the Facebook, Instagram. Are we on TikTok? We're not on TikTok.
Oh, yeah. Jackson's on that TikTok all the time. I still haven't done anything on my TikTok.
What are we waiting for?
What do people who don't do dance routines on TikTok do?
Stay in the lifestyle. Yeah, they'll give a take or two.
I gave you a golf one.
They'll like rank stuff.
Did you ever do the golf? Did you ever do the golf one?
Which one are you talking about?
Well, I took a couple of swings, and then you were going to put it to the some of the golf.
Oh,
audio.
yeah. I got to do that stuff.
Okay. I made the mistake once of watching someone pop a pimple on TikTok.
Oh, Billy.
Dr. Pimple Popper. Apparently that's big.
Yeah, it's
and
big on
because I
YouTube,
watched
too.
it, now I get bombarded with it. They said, oh, you
and
like
the cleaning of the ears. People put their like cameras cleaning out ears.
Building algorithms, baby. Yeah.
That's a big ASMR one. Ear cleaning.
I know, like it's weirdly popular. I don't know why.
Ear cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
I get mine cleaned once a year.
What are they
Professionally?
Yeah. Have my nurse friend come over.
Maureen.
Does she whisper
no,
while
Rachel.
she does it?
Rachel.
ASMR Rapunzel.
ASMR Rapunzel or Ting Ting. No, it's just you put that like hydrogen peroxide stuff in there, and you mix it with water, and you just have a syringe and shoot it in your ear, and breaks up any wax that's in there, and done.
And then you can hear better.
Yeah.
Oh, it gives me nightmares. I hate that.
Okay. So we are definitely on TikTok.
Jackson is essentially.
Okay. All right.
So that's our platforms.
Well, okay. Yeah.
TMA_STL on Instagram. TMA_STL on the Twitter tweets. And we don't really do anything on Facebook outside of the fan page.
No. We can put this up on our YouTube, too, can't we? Our YouTube channel or not?
We'll put it as many places as we possibly can, Doug, because Dogtown Ty created beautiful, beautiful hashtag content.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I have an interview today with Liliac coming up.
And that will be on the YouTube
That'll
channel.
be on the YouTube channel. Iggy straight to the web.
Describe for the audience who didn't hear you talking about Liliac before what Liliac is.
Liliac is a family of 5. 2 girls, 3 guys, ranging in age from 16 to 24. And they're fabulous. They do a lot of, I would say, metal cover.
Classic rock.
Do they do classic
Not
rock?
a lot of classic rock. Metal. But then they have their own album out, too. So they have some originals out. And they will be in St. Louis in July at the Diamond, I think it's called, out in St. Peter's.
Diamond Cabaret? Is
No,
it still?
St.
That's what
Peter's.
I thought it was.
It's Diamond. It's Diamond something. The Diamond Club. But it's in St. Peter's. And they're going to be out there. And I find them fascinating. They're tremendous. I mean, she has a voice that it's a mix between Lizzie Hale, Ronnie James Dio, and Lizzie Hale. And
Who's Ronnie James Dio?
Is he here twice?
he was from.
It's so much of a comparison. It's named twice.
So it's 2 parts.
Lizzie Hale.
I'm sorry. I was gonna
One
say
part.
Janis Joplin. Lizzie Hale is from Hailstorm.
Coming to Point Fest, Doug.
Okay.
Ronnie James Dio is from Rainbow. She just has a really deep, driving voice for a singer. And the brother, Samuel and Melody, who I'll be interviewing today.
Samuel Tolley.
Great guitar player. And they're young and they're just fantastic. So reached out to their dad, Flavin.
Flavin.
That can't be real.
Yeah, his dad's Flavin.
Flavin. Flavin.
Yep, Flavin. He's their manager, and he got back to me and said, yeah, so we're going to do
it was Florian.
Yeah, it might be Florian. I don't know.
Right. Oh, for heaven's sake.
Call him
I
Florian.
do play the cello.
How'd you know it was Florian?
Because I remember reading a thing about it, and also, are you sure it's Samuel?
Juan Samuel.
Wouldn't it just be Samuel?
Might be Samuel.
You're trying to make more out of this group than what's really there.
I'll figure
So
it
it's
out.
not a lie. It's just a misquote of myself.
I'll figure it all out before I get him on.
Yep.
Yeah,
I like where we are in the hand.
I think it's Samuel.
I think we should stop doing any show prep work and just go raw.
Well,
go
are
You won't have to worry about that.
Are they Hispanic?
Romanian, I believe.
That's correct. Romanian, Spain.
Romania is not in Spain.
Take a look at a map, ass.
How many Samuels are
I
in
know for
Romania?
sure it isn't.
It looks like it's spelled Samuel.
I'll say Samuel then.
Good. What about Flavin?
Florian.
Nice.
You say Florian, I say Flavin.
Might be Florin.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
Anyway,
You don't hear many guys named Justin back in the days of Christ.
Let's call the whole thing.
Anyway, they're tremendous. If you haven't seen them, Liliac.
No, I don't suppose most people have seen them.
Well, this will be your chance as Ziggy conducts an interview with them.
We don't even know for sure where they're somewhere in St. Peter's.
Yeah, we got to get that venue.
Oh, his name is Florin.
Florin. Right.
Florin.
So we missed it the first two times.
Christia.
But I like where we are in the hand now.
Yeah.
Then go listen to them. They're
Well, don't tell me what to listen to.
especially if you're into metal.
Mm-hmm. Doug, are you into metal? Or your
Not
favorite
in
metal
the
band?
least.
You like Stryper?
Tiniest little bit interested in heavy metal. Not one iota. And I wasn't when I was 14, and that was the only cool thing to listen to.
Yeah, I'm not big into metal either. But I like their music. And I see where Lizzie Hale and Hailstorm are teaming up with Taylor Momsen, and they're pretty reckless going on tour together.
They're reckless.
And Taylor Momsen went to Nearings?
No, I think she was gone before she went to high school.
Doug, did she go to Nearings? Home of the Hallmarkers. Yeah,
No.
okay. I think that's fun. Isn't that fun?
It's a fun little name.
I think
for
she
sure.
left during grade school, I think.
I think he has a great rapport with people from Nearings. Jenna Fisher. Like Taylor Momsen. Thought she went to Nearings, but maybe I have bad information in my bio here.
Does it say she went to Nearings?
I always was under the impression she went to Nearings.
Doesn't say where she went to.
I think she left St. Louis when she was still in grade school.
She went to Herbert Hoover Middle School in Potomac, Maryland.
Which is also known as...
That's not that close to here.
Look it up. It's in Romania,
I
Spain.
think she lived in St. Louis but went to
Catty-cornered.
school in
Correct.
Maryland.
No, she
Commuted.
She went to grade school here and then left St. Louis while still in grade school, I believe.
She played Cindy Lou in How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's so tired of talking
And
about
she
that.
was amazing in Gossip Girl.
Leighton Meester.
Huh?
Leighton Meester.
Meester.
Gossip
Hey,
Girl.
Hey, Meester. Want to meet my sister? That guy? Wonderful.
Leighton Meester. Attractive lass.
Oh.
Gossip Girl. Am I right on that? Nurse?
Is that her real, like, somebody's real name?
Yeah, that was an actress in Gossip. Am I right on that? Is anybody checking?
Yeah, you're right.
And she had a stag video giving out foot play that got released, and it was... She then claimed it wasn't her.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of her.
Really? What's wrong? But you like Cindy Lou Who?
Yeah, I like Cindy Lou. Taylor Momsen in that just... You know, she obviously went from a young gal to a woman, and I mean, she's
the way it works.
very attractive, and I thought she did great on the show.
Did you?
I interviewed her and then went to the show at, I don't even remember what venue she played. It was kind of sad because there were like 50 people there. And they just started out. But
You like going to shows with people who don't have audiences.
I don't know. A lot of people didn't know she had a band, I guess, because it was a small venue, and the guitar player said, "Let's hear it for Taylor Momsen." And there was like a little bit of clap. He goes, "You people are going to start clapping. She's not coming out." So I felt bad, and then they killed it. But we were going to meet afterwards, and said, "Oh, she'll be out soon. She's out on the bus." And I know somebody that was on the bus with them, and I think at the time she was maybe 17, and said, "Yeah, she's out on the bus doing tequila shots."
Nice.
This Leighton Meester.
Leighton Meester.
Meester.
She was, of course, Jessica Chastain in Entourage, or Justine Chapin, I should say.
She played the role of Jessica Chastain
Yeah,
from
that would be
Zero
odd.
Dark 30 in
That would be
Entourage.
Why wouldn't they get Jessica Chastain to play herself?
Right, no, I was wrong. Justine Chapin is the name. It sounds like Jessica. I get those confused, even though one's real and one's not. But she's also in the spin-off of How I Met Your Mother this year called How I Met Your Father. And I think that needs to be the new name of our show.
Oh, I like that.
Did she get an acres in
we could do that
Entourage?
at Maggie O'Brien's on May 18th.
No, she didn't. She actually played a virgin in Entourage.
So
Connie Swale.
How I Met Your Father. That's now the name of
Stepfather.
the
They
show.
just changed the name. Yep.
Yeah,
It's a spin-off. It's,
I Met Your Stepfather at a TMA Live.
Right.
Behind Knifer.
Nipper.
It's not Niffer.
Nipper.
Nipper, right.
It's not Nipper
I
either.
know it's not Nipper.
It is Knifer, isn't it?
Yes, it's
I thought
Niffer.
so.
It's by the Magic House, right?
Yes.
I dated a girl who went to school there.
Boy, you had them all over town.
Pretty much, yeah.
A girl in every port.
Well, that's the one that lived in England for a while, then moved to Atlanta.
She go to a Rams game and then decided she had to move to the States.
Now we bowl together.
Tourism.
Okay. Met a lot of girls at the bowling alley, did you?
Oh, yeah.
God, it doesn't seem like it's been 30 years, but back in those days, we had household names like J.J. Jackson and Mark Goodson and Martha Quinn. And this lady who I've been in love with for 30 years, and it's good to talk to her again. It's been about a year and a half. We were talking about the lovely Nina Blackwood. Nina, how are you?
Hi, Iggy. How are you? I know.
I could be in the middle of a daisy chain and I'd go from erect to flaccid in a second hearing that.
Oh.
That voice.
God almighty. I'll sometimes listen to Sirius XM 80s, and if she's DJing, I gotta just go, okay, I'm off.
Almost sounded like
Holy
she'd had a
moly.
cigarette or two.
But she sounded like that on MTV, too, so.
So raspy.
Well, okay.
Cute as a button, they all were. Martha Quinn.
Yeah.
Mark Goodman.
Her. One of those guys are from St. Louis.
Dave Holmes.
Yeah, there's one of those DJs that's from St. Louis.
Smash.
Smash, but he wasn't on MTV, I don't believe.
Well, he was on MTV. I've seen a video of him in Guns N' Roses.
Not as a DJ, though. Not as a VJ. I think he did a show on there.
Oh, is that right?
I think so.
Lala.
Quit smoking, la la.
Carmelo's gal.
That's right.
That was when the heyday when I watched MTV. Lala was.
Downtown Julie Brown.
Doug, your favorite was Carson Daly and TRL. You'd always vote for 98 Degrees.
Well, I thought that was a perfect little channel for cable TV, and it was a perfect idea. I just had a VJ up there playing songs with videos that had been sent in by the artist. Didn't cost him anything to do that, and everybody watched it. And then they changed it.
Yeah, then they changed it. That's where Pauly Shore got his start.
We had him in studio one morning. Were you on the show when we had that?
No, I remember him coming in, though.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Banty little rooster?
Well, I don't think he had slept in a while, but he was still going strong somehow. And in a commercial break, he goes, "You guys want to call Britney Spears?" And I'm like, "Sure, sounds good." And then he called Britney Spears. Wouldn't come on the show, though. Would have been a nice get.
Yeah.
I think we had Nightingale.
Is that the time you guys all dressed up with different things like...
No, that was for Dustin Diamond.
Oh,
The late Dustin Diamond.
The late Dustin Diamond. Yeah, he was in studio.
Before.
We were doing sketches and bits even back in
Sketches and bits.
2004.
A lot of bits, heavy
Should
show.
we bring that back? Should we all just, since we're on YouTube?
Yeah, I know. We could dress up. I'll wear lingerie.
Again?
Doug, you'll be like a French maid.
No, I won't.
Just go naked.
Care.
Trying to get a few
That'll help
people.
your OnlyFans.
Yeah, I will.
Trying to get a few... We haven't had a guest in studio, per se, have we?
Nikki Glazer walked in when we stole her from Courtney's show.
We stole it from Courtney's
Tara
show.
Tara
Learn
Savello.
came in.
That's right. Tara Savello came in. Tara Savello came in. Trying to get Samantha Fish in studio when she...
How about that?
See her for the pageant. And called Greg Warren yesterday. He's playing Funny Bone at St. Charles for like 3 nights. I think next week. So I have to see if Greg can come hang out with us for a little bit.
Nice.
He's done that before.
Oh, yeah. Funny guy.
I want to see John Mulaney when he comes to town this summer. He makes me laugh.
He's married to Olivia Munn, am I correct? Doug, are they
I
married?
don't Dating. Know. They have a child.
They do have a child.
Yeah. She's gorgeous, and he's really funny.
He is super
funny. Doug, you feel like she got a lot of work done, but she says she didn't.
Well, I don't mind.
Yeah, I mean,
Get
why
work
not?
done,
Why
yeah.
not? If you're doing something and people ask you, I did something, but that's still, I guess, taboo, even though it's kind of obvious. And then it becomes a bigger thing when you say you didn't.
Like, I got ass implants. I got them. You know, I thought it'd make me a more attractive bottom. I did
you
it.
got a nice caboose now, mister.
It was between the height surgery or ass implants.
No, both of them. Both of them.
And some people like talking about it.
Like talking about their ass implants.
No, talking about what they get done. My friend Sid Rosenberg, he always goes live when he's getting his Botox injections and things like that.
Hey, Doug, you ever watch Sid Rosenberg's Botox injections
No.
live?
Although with my stiff shoulder, I was told by one of the doctors you probably need a Botox injection in the shoulder. I said, really? They go, yeah, that helps. But then I went to get it checked out, and they go, no, Botox won't help this particular problem. But they do that in other parts of the body. It's not just in the face to get rid of a wrinkle.
Why don't we all get Botox today?
Well, maybe we should go and get group rates.
Nice. Can't play golf today. Storm.
All right. It's a perfect day for Botox.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Munganast
Daily
Fantasy Sports Showdown, where
Iggy is on a heater, and this is fun this week, Doug, because we head to Texas for the Valero. Now, I've been calling it the Valspar, separate event. That was in the Tampa area a few weeks ago. Now we are at the Valero. And is Jordan Spieth the defending champion?
He is. First time he'd won in a while and broke his string. Has been playing well ever since.
Okay.
He figured his swing out. Maybe Ricky can do the same.
Okay, now, Ricky. Iggy, you have the box as you are just on. What is the record now, Jackson?
27-24.
Yeah.
And in 2022, what is the record?
He's up 3.
Doug, I mean, this is proving it's a game of skill.
No, it isn't. It isn't at all. No, it isn't. It's just, luck of the draw, basically.
Doug, a little hodgepodge this week for me. It's not a great field, so, if you wanted the top players, it's going to cost you 11,000, 10,900, and then you're stuck with a bunch of 6s and 7s. So, this week I'm just looking for 6 players to make the cut because anybody can pretty much win this tournament as they've seen in the past.
Yeah, I think you're always looking for 6 players who make the cut.
Well, not always.
Sometimes you want guys who get cut.
Sometimes I take a chance and I put some guys up there high up that I think can win the tournament, and then I'm stuck with the 63, 64s,
but you're still
which
hoping
have no shot at making the cut usually.
Oh,
this I'm looking for 6 guys to make the cut, and that's what I put this roster around.
Got to have 6 guys make the cut.
Okay.
I've cashed with 5, but then again I've had
That's
the
how
win
good
of the
his
tournament.
rosters have been.
Okay. Can you just give us the names?
Well, we'll start in the 7,000. I got a couple of high 7s. We'll start with my lowest priced player.
Wow.
Let's start with somebody.
I just mentioned him. He's played well here before, and only one way he's getting into the Masters is to win this week.
Has he
I'm
got a
going
name?
with Ricky.
Oh, wow, Doug. What do you think about that?
Oh, I don't think much about it.
A lot of guys have gotten healthy here. I mean, Jordan Spieth had struggled. He came to a course that he'd play well before. He won last year. Ricky has played well here before. I think he's a winner here. So I'm going with Ricky.
All right, let me.
Every time I play him, he sucks, so get ready.
Perfect.
Okay.
Forward to him missing a 3-footer on Friday at around 5.
I got old Dick Bland.
Oh, my God. We talked about him yesterday, and now he's actually on Doug's roster. He's actually playing good golf.
He liked my tweet yesterday.
Did he?
Doug, does that factor into why you picked him?
Yes. Yes.
said
No, nothing factors in because
Even
I
if he
can't see
doesn't
who I'm
win?
picking. I got
Friend
old
of the
Dick
show
Bland.
now.
Yeah,
How's it going, Pen again? Yeah, I said if he doesn't win this week in Texas, he should get an invitation.
How much is Richard Bland this week?
7,200.
7,200. Let's see what his. Wow, not expected to be highly owned. Tell you that.
Sharp lineup, Doug.
Yeah, you're already building a sharp lineup.
Yeah, it's a good lineup.
I'd like to see him win again in Augusta. If he doesn't, I think Augusta should give him an invitation.
Okay.
They're allowed to do that. Somebody tried to call me out yesterday. I'm like, yeah, she's not in the top 50, man. That's the criteria. You can't get in. I said, well, the criteria is they can put whoever they want in. Dumbass.
Don't call him a dumbass.
Well, you want to try and out me on something, and you don't know the criteria.
This doesn't seem fair.
The very last criteria of Augusta National is we can put in any international player we like that is outside the top 50. So
It was a hurtful thing to say, though.
Well, I thought it was kind of rude for him to act like I didn't know what I was talking about. Let's stay in the 7,000s because it's my last 7,000. Guy not a lot of people know, Doug.
Okay.
Hasn't played a lot over here, but he has not missed a cut in 7 straight European tournaments. I'm going with Rasmus Hallgaard.
Ah! Wow. Spell that name.
Yeah.
Holby?
Holgaard.
Holgarde? Holgaard?
Holgaard. Just playing well on the European tour, so that's why I got him on there.
Okay.
Danish.
I don't know that I like that pick.
Friend of the Dane.
Yes, he's a great Dane.
Lucas Glover.
Lucas Glover's had a pretty good year. Doug, kind of another sharp play by you. I like how you're building this lineup.
I'm just pulling names. I can't see what I'm pulling.
Okay.
All right, now we get into the 8,000s, and this is just a field pick for me because not only is he getting bad press in 2022, he's just sucked.
Oh,
no. Is this Charlie Hoffman?
Yeah, he's got some injuries going on, but he is Mr. Valero, Texas, as far as his tournament goes. He's 10 for 10 in cuts.
Valero, they call him.
A win, a couple of seconds, 10 for 10 in cuts. So maybe he gets healthy this week. I'm going with Charlie Hoffman.
Okay.
Chuckles Hoffman, sir.
Okay. Maybe he gets healthy this week. Well, we'll see about that. Okay. I don't have the luxury of wondering if someone's going to get healthy.
Yeah, we know that's how the game plays. Why don't you just stop talking about it and pick?
I can't see who I'm picking, which is what makes
that's questionable.
Makes this very difficult. It's questionable. You're sitting here watching me do it. Russell Knox.
Doug, he plays well into the Hawk.
Good pick, and he's probably about 9,000.
8,300.
83.
I like where you are right now, Doug.
Do you?
I do.
Okay. Yeah, you're wide open for anything else you want to pick.
Okay.
Now my last three guys that are playing well. That's why I picked them. I look for guys that are
you pick Charlie Hoffman
hot coming in. No, I said my last three guys are guys that are playing well.
All right, here we
Hoffman's been playing like crap. A guy that I think is going to surprise some people this week, and I think he could possibly win this tournament.
Oh.
I'm going with Kevin Streelman.
Kevin Streelman. Okay.
Fairway finder.
You have to. You need guys that hit fairways and are good with their irons from 150 to 175.
Okay. Who did I get? Oh, hell. Charlie Hoffman.
You can keep him or throw him.
Keep him or throw him.
If you throw him, you pick one other player. You
Toss him.
You throw Hoffman
It's
away.
good for your lineup if you toss him, even though Iggy says he's Mr. Valero.
You're done with Hoffman. You can't go pick him again.
Iggy has thrown it to the side of the Michelob Ultra Studios. Face down.
Yeah, go ahead. You got two there. Which one are you going to pick?
Both are 6,600. Zach Johnson.
Yeah, you picked
CJ.
Yeah. Get rid of that one. Zach Johnson.
Which one did he get rid of?
No, he got Nick Hardy. I mean,
Yeah, he's heard of Zach Johnson, hasn't heard of Nick Hardy, so he picked Nick Johnson.
You saw me pick it.
I saw you holding two names and saying, I got two. Which one?
Two pieces of paper came out.
Yeah,
And this is the one that I had in my hand.
How did you know they were both 6,600?
Because the two pieces of paper fell out.
So you read both
one
names.
in his hand he picked.
You wrote both names.
You think I'm cheating by taking
No,
Zach
I'm just
Johnson?
saying you. I'm just saying you.
Zach ass!
You won't make the cut.
I'm saying you saw two names.
Because the second piece of paper fell out of the box.
All right, but you did see both names, though, right?
So what?
Okay, well, you just picked the one you wanted. So it's no longer in a box you can't see because you just picked two and picked the one you wanted.
One of them fell out, and I saw it.
We have video proof to confirm me and Doug's statement that it fell out, and it was face down when it fell out.
All right, my next pick.
Okay. You're really getting on my nerves.
He's been very consistent this year, which is unusual. He usually plays well in Hawaii and then screws around the rest of the year. But Patton Kazire.
Doug Patton Kazire is expected to be a little chalky this week. Yeah. He's been playing some good golf. Boy, can he putt. This might be a week for Patton Kazire. You know, this was fun. This was fun to see Iggy coming into his own as well as you with Kevin Streelman.
Bryson DeChambeau.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
He's expensive.
Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, let me tell you this. You want to hear something?
Yeah.
You're going to have a great deal of leverage on the field with Bryson. For as big of a name as he is, I don't think he'll be highly owned. I'm seeing 12.17%.
All right.
Oh, my God.
That's even high, I think, for his price and the way he's been playing.
I agree with it.
Well, we'll see.
My final player, who is, I just love the guy. He's just, every week he's there, it seems. He has been for the last month. Probably won't win, but he can get me a top 10. I'm going with Maverick McNeely.
Maverick McNeely played really well last week, Doug, in Austin. Unfortunate that he wasn't able to advance out of his group, but he did play some good golf.
I think he was undefeated and didn't get in. Didn't he go 2-0-1?
Where did Plowsy go? Did he just
fell on the
vaporize?
floor.
Oh, there he's on the floor. What are you doing on the floor?
He just vaporized.
I think he vaporized.
Yeah, he pulled every name out of there except for Roy McIlroy.
You get every possible advantage in this game, and you still bitch and moan through the entire process. Corey Connors.
Nice.
Corey Connors has won there, has he not?
Oh, has he?
Is that the last pick, Doug?
Yep, and he finishes with 500 in the tank, so that's money.
Wow. So you'll have I mean, if Bryson has a nice week, you're going to be positioned really well. This is a legitimate roster.
I have to say I'm pretty outside of Zach Johnson, but you need a lower end player like that to complete it.
I was just trying to pick guys who would make the cut.
I thought you didn't look.
I didn't, but I'm still trying to pick those.
There you go. Not a bad lineup for you.
No, not a bad lineup at all, Doug. I mean, you're live this weekend.
Okay.
You're live this weekend.
All
It's
right.
Munganess, the sponsor of our daily fantasy sports showdown here. And next week, it's on to Augusta, Jack, as we have the fun and games with the Masties. Hey, Connerly and Enterprise Contracting, a wonderful sponsor of the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Enterprise Contracting is your locally owned and operated storm damage insurance claim specialist in roofing, siding, and gutter replacement and repair. They can help evaluate your home for storm damage from hail and wind that the St. Louis area continually receives year-round. Boy, we're getting some rain right now, Jack. I'm telling you. Got any damage from that? Make sure you're working with Enterprise Contracting. If you're not looking to go through the insurance claim process, Enterprise Contracting can help get you financed for your exterior replacement project. Upgrading your exteriors helps your home value and resale value if you are considering selling your home during the current record high home values. You heard Ryan Kelly talking about that. Give the pros at Enterprise Contracting a call and inquire about their free storm damage evaluation or ask them about their ongoing seasonal promotions. Make sure you mention TMA here on 105.7 HD2 FM. 314-455-5000. That's 314-455-5000. Enterprise Contracting, sponsor of the Ryan Kelly Morning After. We're in the Michelob Ultra Studios. And now, if you are on Twitter, if you are on the fan page, Jackson, I don't know if you've gotten it on Instagram yet, you can see Dogtown Ty's drone flyover of Normandy and the presentation by Michelob Ultra of the Dotem. Michelob Ultra, the sponsor of our studios, the Dotem, and the Fan Page Club Championship. We are grateful for Michelob Ultra being on board with the radio show and sponsoring the Dotem. Let me take a look at the signage here in our studio. Okay. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. Doug, enjoy one.
That's not much.
That's not much at all.
Yeah, that's
and you're just
doable.
taking the edge off while you're out there shaving strokes this year. Michelob Ultra, studio sponsor of the Dotem. Glad to have them on board for the golf events and our studio sponsorship here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Send your emails in the morning after at InsideSTL.com for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Doug, you wanted it. We're going to get to it right now.
What's
here
that?
At 8:48. Once considered a more, did you say niche or niche?
I say niche.
Some say niche. What do you think's more common, Jackson?
Niche.
Or alternative lifestyle? Polyamory is finally breaking into mainstream cultural conversations. From Washington Post advice columns to movies, TV shows, and celebrity representation. And that's great news. That means more people are recognizing that some of us can love more than one person at once, and that the many types of polyamorous relationships are just as legitimate as monogamous ones, writes Zach Zane. It's estimated that 4 to 5% of people living in the United States are polyamorous. Doug, that means 1 out of 20 people. So essentially at a TMA Live, a half of a person is polyamorous.
I don't agree with that.
You do not agree? You think that's too high?
Yeah.
I would agree with Iggy. I'm agreeing with you quite a bit today. I really will. I don't think 5% of people are polyamorous.
No.
There's probably more than 5% who would like to be but can't get away with it with their significant other.
Well, yeah, I would think guys.
But it has to be mutually agreed upon.
I would think guys would like it to be, but ladies who don't want to, go have sex with whoever you want. I'm okay with that.
But that's an open relationship to me. Polyamorous is
pretty much
having
the same
a
thing.
relationship. I see a difference on it. I don't know. I see open relationship more as sex. Polyamorous, as Zach Zane wrote, and I trust Zach Zane. I mean,
asexual is this magical place to me that's between asexual and someone who's sexual.
Yeah, but I think a lifestyle too. You can start a relationship with another couple. It's an open relationship, and you get permission, and you can start a relationship. So, I know the definition of polyamorous is a relationship with somebody else,
emotion,
and you both agree to it. But I think lifestyle could be the same thing.
All right, let's see what. Well, Zach Zane says there are 9 different types of polyamorous
That
relationships.
sounds like a lot.
But he's so good.
I don't know how
So
good
good
he
that
is.
nobody bought his paywall, so he just went back to free stuff.
He
in
still
Men's
does
Health.
paywalls. He still does paywalls. This one was free.
The definition of polyamory is broad, but that's on purpose. There's no one way to be poly, and there are various types of relationship structures and dynamics that fall under the wide-ranging polyamorous umbrella. So let's break down some of the more common types of polyamory and their associated terms. Doug, the first one, as you know, is hierarchical polyamory.
Oh, yeah. I've heard.
Baloney.
Example. John lives with his wife, and they each have a boyfriend they see once a week.
Oh. What's hierarchy or about that?
So wouldn't it just be gay?
It seems
Polyamory?
Bi, I think it would actually be
Bi, yeah.
When someone is practicing hierarchical polyamory, there is a prioritization of partners, explains Rachel Wright, licensed psychotherapist and sex educator, and lives across the hall.
So he didn't make any of these up. He's just getting other people's opinions like he always does and then writes what they say.
Often the language associated with
Hierarchy.
hierarchical
Listen to me telling you how to say it.
polyamory is primary partner and secondary partner. So your primary partner may be the person you live with, share a bank account with, and even are married to. They are your first partner. Then you have a second partner who you see less.
Yeah, that's pretty much the.
This is cheating.
That's the That's the definition of polyamory.
Was that the Cardinal Cowboy I heard?
Yeah, you need it there.
That's the definition. I have my wife and then I have my girlfriend. Why, you just made a name up for it.
Except this was a boyfriend.
Well, this is
a wife and
hierarchy.
a boyfriend.
This is hierarchy. This is number one. Let's go to find another girl who'll give me another example, and I can just use her quotes.
Okay.
Don't
You
have to
don't
do anything.
necessarily love your secondary partner any less. It's more about the time and energy you give each partner. That's partly why some people more recently have opted to use the word nesting partner. Doug, you sometimes use the
That's a cock.
It feels like someone's getting cucked. Nesting partner.
I love that drop.
I let Anna Marie know she is my nesting partner.
Yes, I'm going to my nest tonight.
What kind of guy can get away with this crap?
Zane, comma Zach.
No, that guy's a douchebag.
Well, he's got seven more names to make up.
Now, also, some people do not like being called a secondary or tertiary partner. Doug, you ever introduce anybody to your tertiary partner?
This is
No
my
wonder
tertiary.
nobody
You're third on
pays
the
for his
list.
stuff.
It'd be bad to be third on someone's list, wouldn't it?
Sounds into big.
Would you rather be a tertiary or a nest?
Well, I'd
Or-
rather have a
or
nesting
a,
partner than a tertiary
What was the first one?
Hierarchy.
Big fat guy. A lot of body hair, like a bear.
While there are clear upsides to hierarchical polyamory, mainly the increased level of security that comes with being someone's primary partner, there are a couple of things to keep in mind if you're practicing this. Quote, imposed hierarchies can be toxic.
Yeah, I would think.
I had sex and now Dad is dead.
Yeah, like any marriage. Any marriage can be toxic.
And even abusive in some situations if not handled carefully. That comes from polyamory educator Leanne Yu.
Another
She
one.
also lives down the hall.
This is all made up. There's no Leanne Yu, is there? There is no. All
right. Yeah.
It's just a name.
He
made
couldn't
up.
write this on his own, so he's getting other people to do it. The name may be made
don't
up, but
think- yeah.
the quote isn't.
Yeah, I bet the quote is.
For example, veto power, where you give your primary partner the option to force a breakup between you and your other partners if they feel they are being disruptive to your connection, dislike them, or literally any other reason. So when practicing hierarchy poly, it's necessary to have a level of individual autonomy when making your own decisions regarding your other partners. Doug, that is one of the 9 types of polyamory.
This is exhausting. We got to go through 9 of these?
You can't make your own decision. Then it's not polyamory. It's got to be consensual on both parts, not your own.
Well, here's another one. Non-hierarchy polyamory.
God almighty.
Now we're cooking.
I'm done.
Example, John has had consistent 2 partners for a while, but he just hit it off with a new partner and has shifted his schedule to make more time for them. Huh.
About time.
With non-hierarchy poly, every partner is considered when it comes to making big decisions, and there isn't a ranking system the way there is in hierarchy polyamorous dynamics, so there are no primary or secondary partners. Quote,
It doesn't mean you have to treat everyone equally, but rather each relationship is allowed to grow organically without any rules imposed on it by a third party. Leanne Yu says.
There is no Leanne Yu. Let's get that
She has
straight
romantic,
right now.
she has family, and she has also sexy modes.
We're just making up a name of someone who sounds like they were a doctor.
Well, he's making up these 9 different types of polyamory. I know that.
Everyone has equal opportunity to negotiate the terms of the relationship without outside influence. That's great. So that's the non-hierarchy.
So it's like stopping gerrymandering of
That's
relationships?
correct. Yeah, Leanne Yu. Now here's the third one, Doug. Kitchen table polyamory.
Oh.
Stop. You can just, I mean...
One of them spent too much time at the kitchen table. They got fat, so you threw them out. You put them in third or fourth position.
Here's the example Zach lists.
Okay.
John, his husband, and their 2 boyfriends occasionally go out to dinner.
Everything has to be gay, too, doesn't it?
That is
Everything
so
is gay.
hot,
You would think 90% of the people are gay.
Well, Zach is gay, so.
He's bi.
No,
No,
he
he's not.
isn't.
Okay, well, I
He
don't
would-
know. I just know that's what he says he is, and
he
I
would
respect what the
shrivel up
gentleman
if he
says.
saw a naked female.
Some polyamorous folks enjoy getting to know their partners, like metamors. Doug, is that like a centaur that's a half human, a half horse?
Like a metamorph. I think it probably close or like short
Goat
for
boy?
metamorphosis.
Isn't it like a metaverse? There's a metaverse of polyamory?
I
No,
don't
this is
know.
the kitchen table.
Oh, okay.
With a centaur. They want to be friends with them. And in some situations, is that a cuck at that point if you're friends with the person your significant other is sleeping with?
It's so messed up.
Yeah,
I think it is
sure
a
it would
cuck,
be.
though.
Sure it would be. Yeah.
I
Who
can't
cares?
understand anything he's
Just
saying
say
now.
it is.
They want to be friends with their lover's lover. And some situations have an independent relationship with them, platonic or sexual, that extends beyond their shared partner. So if you're going out to dinner with your lover's lover and buying them dinner, is that a cuck?
I'd say yeah.
No, that's a kitchen table.
Sounds so expensive to have 4 or 5.
Right, and so many
significant
things are
others.
cucks.
But
So
doesn't
many.
that happen in every relationship? If you're in a polyamory relationship, don't you? It's no secret. I got another lover you agreed to, but you're never meeting them. You get to meet the other person.
That's the kitchen table version.
Everyone is it's the same thing. You don't need to make a name for it.
Kitchen table polyamory is the concept that everyone involved in the polycule, do you ever use that term polycule?
Never have, no.
The group of people connected through romantic relationships, or the constellation. You like that? I always think of the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper when I think of constellations.
Ooh,
but
Orion's
apparently-
belt.
Yeah, Orion's belt's nice.
Yeah.
Would be open to or even enjoy sitting together at the kitchen table sharing coffee or breaking bread or beds. Folks who identify with this type of polyamory want to know and be friends with their metamors.
With their metamors?
You could pretty much call this anything you wanted to. Starbucks. You like to sit at Starbucks, have a cup of coffee. Pool. We like to sit at the pool and have a glass
That's
of wine.
just if
Just
Starbucks
make-
must
this
start
guy
believing.
wants you to think he's smarter than anybody else in the universe when it comes to sex.
Now, this is a different one. This is parallel polyamory, and this example is John has a wife and a girlfriend, but his wife and girlfriend have never met in person. That's what I would call the standard.
Yeah.
That's what I would call
Right.
many American marriages.
Heaven forbid they meet.
Wouldn't that be the dining room table again? If they've never met and they want to meet, that's the dining room
parallel
table.
polyamory. Now, some folks have no desire to get to know their metamor. While they don't mind their partner having another partner, it still hurts when they see them interact lovingly with another person. Again, I would call this the standard.
Then it's not polyamory if you're upset about it
Right,
because
I
you
agree with
agreed to
Iggy.
it.
I'm in lockstep with you this morning.
This guy.
When that's the case, people may choose to engage in parallel polyamory, which falls on the opposite end of the spectrum as kitchen table poly. Quote, similar to parallel lines, this is when polyamorous relationships don't interact. That's from Wright. Who's Wright?
Robin Wright.
Robin Wright Penn, Doug.
Oh, okay.
Wonderful neck. A wonderful neck.
Neck?
I know. She played Jenny.
Right.
And then she was...
What was it about her neck that you liked?
Is it sinewy? Would you say it's sinewy?
I've never described a neck as sinewy.
Yeah.
And she was in a House of Cards.
She was.
I don't
Kevin
really
Spacey's
notice
wife.
necks.
We had to suspend, I believe. FYI, parallel polyamory is different from the don't ask, don't tell policy that's sometimes practiced in open relationships. Yu says, in parallel polyamory arrangements, all partners are aware of the other partner's existence. They just have no desire to meet or hear about each other. Okay? You understand the difference there between that and the kitchen?
Not really. I've kind of tuned some of it out at this point. I can't take any more of this. Who's your Montaur? I don't know. Who's the Centaur? Who's getting cucked? I don't know. And we got to get through a list of 9 of these, and we're only 3 deep at the moment. I can't take a lot more. And now, there's going to be some kind of quiz about this when it's over?
Yeah.
I'm getting confused.
I can't follow any of it.
I haven't listened in like 5 minutes.
I'm locked in.
What do you got, Paul?
When my mom does simple things like washing my hair or washing my body, it makes me feel comforted.
It adds.
Now, if she had another person her mom knew about, that would be the shower polyamory.
No, not accurate. This is actually the garden party polyamory.
Different
The
than
example is John has a birthday dinner coming up, and his wife and girlfriend will both be in attendance.
So?
That's your kitchen table cuck.
Does it have to be in the garden?
Understand. How's that different? How's the garden party different than the kitchen table?
It's not. There's no difference. None of these are different. He's just making up names for them.
I think Zach Zane might be my least favorite human.
You've just named him your least.
Well, he didn't like you using his avatar.
Fuck that dude. I hate him.
What'd you say? You drop an F-bomb?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I just don't get what the attempt.
Doug, we cannot use the F word on the radio.
No, we shouldn't.
No, it didn't. I said suck. But I just don't get where, what the article, who's reading this.
No one, but
we
us.
Taking it
Just
serious.
us.
Well, we're kind of reading it, tongue in cheek. I would hope.
TNC.
Oh, Doug's taking notes.
Yeah, I have noticed you wrote down garden party.
Right.
My dossier is full of all these different types of things.
Garden variety.
We will have a quiz on Friday, Doug.
I don't want a quiz.
So, John, his boyfriend, and his lover are going to a birthday party in the garden.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's why it's called garden party?
That's correct.
Well, they didn't even bring
Makes
up
a lot of
party,
sense.
did they? They just said birthday party. Am I correct?
All right, what if John and his boyfriend and his lover went to a strip club for his birthday? You call it strip club polyamory?
Well, then there's the throuple. John has a wife and boyfriend who are also in a romantic relationship with one another.
So all three are in relationships with one another.
That's
Okay, I
just
follow that.
That's swinging.
See, I feel like a lot of this is swinging or cheating.
Yeah, it's
all cheating for sure. Bam! Gerbil!
A throuple is just...
That's a cook!
Isn't a throuple instead of a two-person relationship? It's a three-person.
I believe so. You can sum it up pretty quickly without involving gardens or kitchens.
Right.
He just needed something to write. They said, look, buddy, you're 2 months behind. You haven't did an article. Come up with some. All right. And he just sat there and came up with 9 names for polyamory and got some quotes from other people so you didn't have to do too much work, and somehow got it published.
He didn't get quotes from anybody. He made up the quotes.
No, he's
Mr.
not
Smith,
good enough to do that.
Mr. Smith says, and we know Mr. Smith is...
legit.
He's in the lifestyle.
Is he... Mr. Smith, are you polyamorous? I don't know what your situation is.
He's a swinger, right? That's pretty standard.
But is that different than polyamorous?
Not really.
Well, I think polyamorous...
I think polyamorous is, emotional.
Yeah, I think...
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to
get
get into a relationship with them, and a lot of lifestyle, you end up being in a relationship with other couples that you hit it off with, and you do a majority of your swinging with a certain couple you like. You can consider
So
that.
is that polyamorous at that point?
You could consider that, I think.
Partners in polyamory are called metas. Thanks, Mr. Smith. Huh. Who knew?
Okay.
Not nice.
So now, at the Zach, we have 10.
Isn't that what Facebook's called now, too?
Parent company is called Meta.
Okay.
Maybe Zach's got Meta, one of his 9. We haven't gotten that far.
We'll
I
get
doubt
there.
we will.
Mr. Smith says, nope, I'm just a swinger.
I respect that. He doesn't try to confuse anybody. He's
a simple man.
He's your standard issued swinger. That's it. That's what he is.
Nothing more to it.
Don't need an article about Mr. Smith.
No.
He knows
And I think the Smiths are more into other couples.
All right.
I think. I could be wrong. But
He was texting in about the Loomster. He wants to go out with the Loomster.
Oh, boy.
Smitty wants to go out with the Loomster?
Yeah.
Well, you know how to reach him. He's on Facebook, just on the fan page.
I thought he texted in about the Loomster. Maybe I'm missing it. Could be off.
I don't know what they're into.
But the Loomster will not be. Is Big Mike still on the line?
No, he didn't.
No, he got blocked.
Shame.
What did he want to talk about, Jackson?
Cardinals ticket prices.
Wow.
Yeah, we've been talking about that today.
You would have to get your oven mitts on. No.
All right, we'll close out our appliance discounters 8 o'clock hour, Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour, and this is a chance for Steve at One Cheapskate Way to win the month of March. He wins today, Doug. He wins. Now,
Okay.
if anybody other than Brian Henshin wins, Steve at One Cheapskate Way wins the month of March as well. So he is in a great spot today.
What is
But
today's
Brian
date?
Henshin, it's March 30th.
Oh, that was the 28th.
But Brian Henshin has already sent in 9 different emails.
9?
I haven't looked at the email inbox today.
Come on, man.
know if he has. But he is sending volume. He's been successful this month with volume.
Yeah,
it's a
I think
volume play. It's a nice strategy.
I agree. I think, you got to think outside the box. Proverbial box.
I would like to see a Hall of Fame list today. I'd like to see plops. I'd like to see
Carlos Spicy
Timmy
Wiener.
Tom, Spicy
Timmy
Wiener.
Tom.
West County.
You want Stephen Wildwood to earn this?
Yeah, he's playing against the Scrubs. Playing against the Scrubs.
Playing against the
And he's chalked up some wins again. Now, granted, some of them have been good.
Oh, we've had a great leaderboard.
But the Hall of Famers haven't checked in as much as they should.
Mr. Smith would like to issue a statement, Doug.
Okay, Smitty.
We have several friends who are into the polyamory dealings. Swinging's much easier. It's a lot less stress. Thanks, Mr. Smith.
Yeah, you don't have those relationships to worry about.
It's Mr. Smith. He's issued a statement.
Love them and leave them.
Well, what kind of relationships would you have to worry about? I mean, it means you got to live with these people some of the time.
That's the
You gotta
kitchen table.
share finances. And
I think that's the garden party.
I think kitchen table, you share like a plate of beef carpaccio and with your lover's boyfriend. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's covered in everybody's brine.
Oh,
Bill's brine?
Oh, all the brines.
On the carpaccio?
All the brines.
I don't like it.
If you want to see the Dogtown Tie production, it's up on the Twitter tweets. It's up on the TMA fan page.
It's on the gram.
It's on the gram, TMA_STL. Follow us there. Just brilliant work. I mean, the fly-through of the pavilion.
Any
What
camp
about
up
the
there?
porta potties?
Oh.
When he flies by the porta potty.
I think there's one. Cletus has never used it. Cletus
One on
pulls down his pants, shows his garter, and pees right next to the porta-john on, I think, the fourth hole, maybe fifth hole.
Isn't there on 14 there's one as well?
Yeah, he never uses it. He can just walk right in. He stands right next to it and then drops trow and pees.
That would
Oh,
be
it's so
against the
good.
law.
So
not
hot,
on a
though.
golf course.
Yes, it is. Public urination is against the law.
No, not out there. You're playing golf. You're allowed to.
No,
I
you're
think
not.
they have a carve-out.
Maybe if you go out in the woods somewhere, no one's going to care, but public urination is against the law.
Well, nobody cares.
Each cart comes with a little shovel that you can make your own latrine.
Oh!
Imagine, yeah, give me 5 guys. I got to dig out this latrine. I got to dig it.
No.
Only once have I gone 2 on the golf course, and I use my towel to wipe off.
Doug, that was what former Kansas coach Mark Mangino would do, except he would call for the staff to hand him a towel while he was in the stall.
Yeah, no. Why would you tell us that, Iggy? Why would we need to know that?
Because you're on the golf course, there's no other place to go. Sometimes you have to go.
How about the restroom?
Say you're on hole 5. There's no porta-john. You think I'm
Get
driving
yourself
all the way
ready.
to the clubhouse?
Yes.
No.
Yes, I do.
No. We all teed off, and I said, I'll catch up to you in a minute.
And so you went in the woods.
Yeah, brought my golf towel with me.
And what'd you do with the towel afterwards?
Kept it in the woods.
You threw the towel. You
What do you
littered
think?
it.
I'm going to wash it and put it back on my bag? I could have just used the other guys and then put it back on his bag. That'd
Any
been funny.
idea how disgusting that
Wash
is?
off a golf ball. It got dirtier than when it was when he started washing it.
Can't you get yourself regular?
I am regular. That day it just happened.
Clearly not.
Maybe I drank too much coffee on the way to the course. I don't know.
Jackson, tell the people about Mark Hanna. He would like to get their finances regular.
Yeah, I mean, he'll get you straightened out whether you use the bathroom outside or not.
He doesn't discriminate.
No, he doesn't. He's a kink shame. He's the best in the business, really. He really is. Like I told you guys, my cousin, who's probably about 7 or 8 years older than I, was very impressed that I'm working with someone like Mark Hanna this early in my life. And you can be in the same situation. You could be first job out of college. Maybe you're, around 30, but you don't really have a plan, but you're looking to start a family soon. Whatever your situation is, Mark Hanna will tailor a plan for you. He'll customize it. And then he'll educate you on it. And from there, you make the decision. You call him every 6 months in a year. If you have to make an adjustment, have some major changes coming up, he'll help you out through that. He'll guide you through that. He's a life Sherpa. That's what Mark Hanna is. And he's the exact kind of person you want dealing with your financial future. So give Mark Hanna a call. If you don't have a plan, if you don't have someone to help you, you need to get on the phone with Mark Hanna. If you already have someone, you might want to consider making a switch because Mark really is the best in the business.
Jack is home. Mark Hanna. Evergreen Wealth Strategies, evergreenstl.com, or call 314-889-0503. That's Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. It's 9:09 in St. Louis. Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour is coming up next with the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Could be a glorious one for Steve at One Cheapskate Way.
Could be.
As long as Brian Henson doesn't win, Steve will win the month of March. It's coming up here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago and they still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com. Tullamore Dew is one of the best-known and most loved Irish whiskeys in the world. Founded in 1829 in the town of Tullamore and inspired by early owner Daniel E. Williams, whose initials live on each bottle to this day. As one of the world's top 2 Irish whiskeys, Tully prides itself on exceptional liquid quality. The original triple blend of malt whiskey, grain whiskey, and pot still whiskey come together to create an unrivaled taste and character like no other in the category. Tullamore Dew, Irish whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc., New York, New York. Please enjoy Tullamore Dew responsibly.
Charlie just fell asleep. I looked over, Charlie had his head down like he's in
I'm not
fourth
feeling
grade.
great today, I'm not going to lie.
You got a temperature?
Big Al is furious with you for being mean to Mike Lee, by the way. It sounds like he wants to arm wrestle you.
I talk to Mike Lee every night at Fox 2. He calls like 37 times.
You have caller ID?
No, they just send it back, too.
I would suggest caller ID.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't answer the phone.
The phone is poison.
95% of the time.
The phone is poison at a TV station. If it's not some viewer with a bizarre question, then it's somebody from another station wanting about an hour of your time to go and do an interview for them because their guy who used to play college ball in their town is playing now for the Rams, and they would like you to send them all this stuff. The phone is poison.
It's either Mike Lee or Randy.
Yeah.
Randy calls and, hey, who's anchoring tonight?
Yeah. What do you think the Blues will do?
Hey, you gonna talk to the coach? Tell him good luck.
Think Sam Bradford will be back?
Tell him good luck.
Who won NASCAR?
He's always
Tell him
doing
good
NASCAR.
luck. I'm not going to tell anyone good luck.
He's always talking
I'm
NASCAR.
not going to see Kevin Harvick on my way home. Think the Cardinals make a trade? I don't know. They just made one.
Where'd Matt Kenseth finish?
Think Baylor will catch another touchdown pass? Don't know. Where's NASCAR race? Don't know that either. All right, tell him good luck. I'm not going to tell him good luck.
You know what, though? He's actually kind of sharp because sometimes I'll have a little fun with him and he'll say, like, who's pitching tonight? And I'll say Christy Mathewson. It's like, oh, no, come on now, Trotter, come on.
Oh, he knows Christy Mathewson.
So because he picks up on that, you say he's actually pretty smart.
Well, relatively speaking to what you would think by this conversation, he actually, like, he knows the Cardinals' rotation.
No. Every night he calls. Every night. I think the Blues will do. I just don't know. Just watch and see. I really don't know. Think the Billikens got a good club? They're pretty young, but that's all I know. Well, tell them good luck. I will not tell anyone good luck. I'm not going to see any of them. I'm at a TV station. That's why I got your phone call. I won't be telling anybody good luck. Tell them your own damn self. These are the phone calls we have. The phone is poison at a TV station.
But I'm not joking when I say that 95%, this is over a 6 or 7 year sample size, 95% of all phone calls that ring in the sports office are Mike Lee or Randy. I'm not even kidding.
And the remaining percentage is a guy at another TV station who wants you to send him something, to stop what you're doing and do something for his show.
But he's not going to give you anything or pay you.
No.
I question the system right now.
Yeah, I've
True
questioned
story.
it for years and years.
In 6.5 years, I've never set up my voicemail because of that. If you want to get a hold of me,
professional stance.
No, I'm talking about on my work phone because no one calls. Yeah. Everybody has your cell phone. You have all your contacts there. Yeah. If the phone rings, it's like you said, it's bad.
Yeah. Just let it go if you can.
And it ain't good.
Let it go if you can. Yeah. We got it bad, and that ain't good.
Hey, guys, St. Gabe's 8th grade boys soccer playing in the county finals. Can you tell them good luck?
What a shock. What a shock that they got there. Let me guess, the games were played at Francis Park. With what? St. Gabe's officials. Boy, get some home cooking down there. St. Gabe's is in the finals and everything. You don't even have to tell them good luck. They're going to get there.
You guys ought to start covering grade school stuff. Can you imagine that?
We've tried that.
Oh, did you really?
Once in a blue moon, we'd go out and do a Little League story where we heard somebody's, hitting 900 this year. And by the you can't get out of the car in the parking lot. Been 5 other parents. My son's on field 5. He threw a no-hitter. We won our game last year and won a tournament in Cincinnati. These kids deserve coverage. These kids are 7. Leave me alone.
You covered them. Why don't you cover the girls' teams? What's wrong with it? Do you hate? Stop it! And we turn rear and we get out of there before we ever did the story we went there to cover in the first place.
I covered a Little League story like 2 years ago. It was a kid who threw both right and left-handed.
Oh, my word. Why do you hate girls? There's a girls' game on field 12. Why aren't you over there?
You're right. But that's the kind of Little League story. It has to have a hook like that.
Some Little League stories would be fun. They'd be kind of cute. People kind of like seeing that. But you can't get past the parents. My son's better than him. He played right field last week. You can't do a story on him. Leave me alone. Don't you people have concession stand duty at Afton someplace? Leave us be. We stopped going. We stopped going to the league store. You can't get past the parent factor.
Guys, you think the Rams will move? Hope not. Tell them good luck.
Tell them good luck. I'm not going to tell anyone good luck. Should we be making phone calls to these guys and say nothing but good luck and have to say it in that accent? I don't want that to be my job.
This was probably about 5 years ago, but I remember listening to KMOX, or maybe it was 550 at the time, but after a game, Claiborne was doing the post game, and they were taking calls, and back-to-back calls were Jackie and then Randy. Nice. And afterwards, Claves was like, all right, I think we need to do a little better job screening these calls. But like Randy, I mean, it was the same type of thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Wayno. Is Wayno going to pitch tomorrow? We pitch him on 4 days rest?
What do you know about him? You know. You think Lackey will be pretty good for us? I don't know.
And it's always like,
probably so.
Hey, you think Cardinals going to make a trade? Well, the trading deadline just ended.
Yeah.
Cardinals going to make a trade?
Any trades after that? No. Well, good luck. Stop that!
Have you ever told anybody good luck?
No, I refuse. Refuse to tell. Can you imagine going in the locker room and say, hey, Robert Quinn, good luck. I was just told to tell you that. Good luck.
What do you think he would do?
You'd get thrown out. They would revoke your credential on the spot. Don't tell us good luck. Ryan Kelly, you're always a guy who keeps it 100, including with your Hero Down Loan. Tell us about that.
That's what the kids say, right?
Well, I'm such a young guy. Yeah, I try to stay hip.
Yeah, you are, for sure. You're Gucci. 100%.
Not so much. Not so much.
Look at you, dripping over there with the smoke. Gosh, I could just keep going. We do keep it 100, I'll tell you that. At HeroLoan.com, you can buy a house with no money down. It's 100% financing, so think about that. You've been in the military, family member's been in the military, and you want to buy a house, but you're worried you just don't have the down payment. With the VA loan, you can buy a house, 100% financing, no money down. And if you're thinking about a refinance, even better. With HeroLoan.com and the VA loan, you can refinance and cash out up to 100% of your appraised value. So if the house appraises for $300 and you only owe $200 in your current loan, we can do a refinance, replace that loan, and give you $100K in cash. And at HeroLoan.com, our rates are always 100 times better. We keep it 100 for sure. Get the loan that you've earned today at HeroLoan.com, the only way to VA.
You're the one dripping with smoke.
The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Hurry over to Prestige Pools and Spas in Sunset Hills and finally get the hot tub or swim spa you've been waiting for. Beat the home show crowds and check out all the amazing hot tubs and spas that are in stock and available for delivery at your convenience. Count on Prestige Pools and Spas for special financing, additional savings on floor models, and quick delivery. Check out the new line of hard top strong spas or the beautiful options from Artesian and Marquee. Home show pricing is available in store now. Time to hustle to Prestige Pools and Spas, located near the intersection of Lindbergh and Watson.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Get the TMA mobile app and enable notifications so you don't miss a thing. See our content on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Stream us on the TMA mobile app and at TMASTL.com.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After
on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
So good.
Kind of yakety.
I went off to the right, saying goodbye. Where does it go from here? Is it down to the lake I fear?
Nice.
Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Then I call. Ring, 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 ring. Love, love, love plus one. Ring,
ba,
ring,
ba,
ring,
ba,
ring.
ba.
Well, now, love. Ah!
Nice. Doug, what do we have here?
I don't know what we have here.
Haircut 100.
Haircut 100.
That's
bringing
the name
us
of the
back.
song?
That's the name of the band.
Love Plus One.
It was a big staple on MTV back in the day. We were talking about MTV lately, or earlier on, whatever.
Well, earlier.
Got the song. Yes. Kind of twinkish gentleman in the band.
Okay.
And his short blonde hair, kind of. I think in this video he's swinging on a rope with like a loincloth on.
Oh. Did you ever think about being in a band yourself?
Very cool.
Wonderful a vocalist as you are.
I can't sing.
I don't know.
Love plus one. Rain out of rain, out of rain, out of rain, out of love, love, love.
All right, welcome back to the Ryan Kelly Morning After. It is the Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour. Maggie O'Brien's Catch the Game and a Pint at one of our 2 locations in Sunset Hills and downtown, and it's the Sunset Hills location that will host TMA Live on May 18th, the night before the Dotem and the Lisa Ann dating game. And if you want to participate, Iggy, should we just have people email them the grill?
Yeah, go ahead.
111
Good.
at AOL.com.
I ask that you maybe be serious about it.
Nice.
You know, don't keep emailing me. Yeah, me and my wife want to join. Me and George.
Boy, George.
Yeah, it's just I'm not going to take it seriously. And what's going to happen is there is going to be a guy whose wife's name is maybe Alice, and he calls her Al. Yeah, me and my wife Al want to be in, and I just ignore it.
That's Big Mike.
Yeah.
Big Mike says
Because everybody else is screwing around with it, and I won't take you seriously.
Boy George still around? He's still performing anywhere?
I think so.
He opens for Los Lonely Boys.
Is that the 80s or 90s when he was so big?
1984, Karma Chameleon. Was that your favorite Culture Club song?
I suppose.
Boy, that threw me a curveball when I was 7.
Well, yeah, I imagine it would. What's the other one?
Daddy? What is this, Boy George?
Timmy, get in here. You want to see this guy? All right, this is the guy. And that's his boyfriend on the drums. Go back to bed. All right, there's your South City sex lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was big there for a while. He was big.
Yeah, Culture Club was really big.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the way we go to, because again, I've been cucked now by my 2-month-old. And so my son, my 4-year-old, and I sleep on the couch in the basement every evening.
He still doesn't sleep in his own bed?
He does not. And we're both fighting the good fight, and at this point...
Trying to get back upstairs?
Trying to get back upstairs.
Well, that's a bad beat.
She just tells you no.
I mean, I'm sure you love sleeping with your kid, but at some point, you got to get in your own bed. I need to sleep here.
Well, if somehow it's working, is whatever as it is, and so we'll watch music videos before we go to bed, and he's into it. And you know, Doug, do you remember the Thriller video? Michael Jackson Thriller, big moment in cultural history.
Ola Ray?
Ola Ray, I believe. Is that her name?
She was in Playboy.
From St. Louis, right?
I think so, yeah.
She's the girl, Michael Jackson's girlfriend in the Thriller video. So that one was maybe an aggressive move on my part for him at 4 to watch because it could scare a young type.
Yeah, it could be nightmares.
Right. So then the next step was I watched the making of the Thriller video. And it was directed by John Landis? Am I right on that?
I don't know.
The Thriller video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doug, it was John Landis, you're right.
Scorsese did Beat It.
Scorsese did Beat It? I bet Scorsese did bad.
He did bad, I'm sorry. And then I think Landis did Thriller.
Really? Didn't Landis do comedies like Caddyshack? And...
No, Landis,
but his
that was
big
Harold
thing
Ramis.
For Michael Jackson was An American Werewolf in London, and he wanted to have this whole werewolf thing, which was the opening scene, and then it led to the zombies and the dancing and the whole thing.
And your jacket.
and my jacket at St. Gabriel's, which didn't play as well as I kind of anticipated.
No, you thought it'd be a big day for you when you showed up in that red coat?
It did.
Didn't turn out that way?
When I talk with my therapist every other day, we spend about a half hour on my Thriller jacket.
Who was the first to approach you and question the legitimacy of the red jacket?
It wasn't necessarily anybody approaching me so much as a group of about 500 people laughing at me.
Oh, the toughs?
Right.
Just as you walked in the front door?
That's correct.
Did you dance in and then start punching your crotch?
I did, and I was wearing penny loafers with white socks and a glove.
You had a glove
a
on?
tiny little glove because, as you see, I have these like fingers that are barely.
Pincers,
I can't, I have to lift this pen with both hands, otherwise.
Right. So you did have one glove when you walked in?
I believe I had the glove. We couldn't afford the diamond-studded glove in South City.
Then
The kids at Immaculata who wore the Thriller jacket.
Then you tipped the fedora.
Yeah, it was a whole
tossed
thing.
it as you walked in.
The wonderful performance.
Tossed it
horrifying.
Tossed it to your
7 years old
priest.
So we watched the making of the Thriller video, so he could see that was Michael Jackson in the werewolf costume, and then he could see the whole behind the scenes. And I still don't know if he's over it. And then right after that on YouTube, up popped the 1984 American Music Awards. Tommy Mattern, programmer here at Hubbard Radio, called me a couple of nights ago. It's like 6:30. He goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'll be honest with you. I'm watching the 1984 American Music Awards." He was probably alarmed by it. So then I watch it, and there were a lot of great pop songs in 1984. That's the year Michael Jackson won like 10 or something of those. Yeah. And at one point, he carries Emmanuel Lewis up on the stage with him and talks about how he's inspired by him. And
there's your tip-off.
I think to myself, can you imagine, like at the Grammys this Sunday, you know, a 30-something gentleman carries up a 13-year-old boy with him and talks about how that would play.
And Hollywood just turned a blind eye again.
But that's what was going on. Brooke Shields was his date, but I guess he was in a throuple because Emmanuel Lewis also was sitting in the front row.
Seventh grader.
Brooke Shields was over there on the left, and there's Emmanuel Lewis, also known as Webster. His mom, of course, known as Ma'am, father, Mr. Papadopoulos. And that was the scene. And I thought to myself, things have changed over the last
they have.
few years. You can't take a child star as your date to the
Back then, they thought it was cute.
But that he was inspired by him.
They didn't know anything about Michael Jackson.
What was Emmanuel Lewis doing that was so inspiring?
He was a child actor who was cute.
Didn't Michael Jackson also take a Bubbles the monkey?
I don't know if Bubbles was a date. He did have a close relationship with Bubbles.
Yeah, for one of the most talented performers of all time, he sure was bizarre behind the scenes.
Give me one example.
And you didn't know it at the time. I mean, he would probably still be making music. I mean, he'd still only be...
He's still one of the best-selling artists in the world.
Yeah, he'd be mid-60s maybe? Early 60s?
Oh, I'm sure he would.
Yeah. What a loss that was.
Yeah,
he was one of the all-time greats.
Dangled his kid over the balcony.
Blanket!
10 stories up.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Just couldn't have been more bizarre.
Gary, Indiana.
Little nugget, Michael Jackson never paid St. Louis and Vincent Price for his voice in Thriller. Thanks. It's from the 3 and 4. Doug, did you know that?
Never paid him.
That might be a nice little story.
For Sports Sunday?
Yeah. I think he bought the rights to all the Beatles music and then sold it.
And then that got him sideways with his partner on Say, 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 Paul McCartney. So they had tension.
Okay.
So he was tense with Paul McCartney. Then he marries Elvis's daughter. They were passionately in love, though.
Yes.
2-year marriage.
I wonder what he bought it for.
Supernova.
You know what he paid for that?
Doug?
For the Beatles music?
Yeah.
I don't have it right here with me.
I'll find out.
Because Bruce Springsteen just sold his music for $550,000. Or $550 million. $550 million he sold his music.
Michael Jackson bought for $47.5 million to own the entire back catalog of material by the Beatles.
Seems like a bargain. So now, if a Beatles tune is played on the radio or something, he gets a cut of that?
I think he sold it, though.
Oh. But that's why you would buy somebody's music.
Right.
Even album sales, you get all that?
I don't know about. I'm sure it's all publishing. It's all publishing money. But Sony bought 50% of it from him.
Hey guys, Jermaine Jackson went to St. Gabriel's. Thanks, David.
He didn't.
Tito.
Neither one of them.
Tito went to the Bird.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's TV proud.
I interviewed, not Janet, what's the other, Latoya?
Latoya.
I interviewed Latoya when she came out in Playboy.
And how'd that go?
I don't remember. And I interviewed Tito one time, too.
Got to be about you somehow. I mean, we found it. This is fun.
No, I interviewed Tito. And it took everything I had not to say, Tito, hand me a tissue.
Why would you have said that to him?
That's Eddie Murphy did a bit on one of his stand-ups about Michael Jackson. Tito, hand me a tissue.
Wonderful. Okay. Probably not the best way to start the interview, I wouldn't think.
No, I think he had. I think he wrote a book about Michael. That's why I had him on. Tito, I think. That's why I had him on.
Try to cash in on it. Try to cash in on his brother's fame.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't read it, but I told him I did. Great read, Tito. Great read. I can't put it down. I never even bought it.
Well, Shut it down! There was nobody more talented than Michael Jackson.
King of pop.
Nobody.
Jackson, do you view it that way, even though you were 10 years old when he passed?
Absolutely, yeah.
You do? That's interesting.
Well, yeah, you go back and, like, you hear older, like, people just, like, a generation older than me, and they're like, yeah, I mean, everything was Michael Jackson, and everything he touched turned to gold, and...
Oh, I wouldn't say everything.
Well, I'm talking musically. His record sales were unbelievable, and, I mean, you listen to his music, and a lot of it is still, to this day, outstanding, so... Yeah.
Well, even the Jackson 5, you knew he was going to be the one who was going to make it big. So he was the Jackson 5. You know, as a kid, you could tell how talented he was.
But I think also, like, a lot of people in my generation, there's so much baggage going along with Michael Jackson that, like...
He's a creep.
I think if you didn't know him, like, if you were listening to him in the 80s, when you didn't know about the baggage, you just thought of him as, like, the greatest entertainer in the world. But now that, like, someone like me... who knows about all that stuff while at the same time listening to him for the first time, it skews your opinion a little bit, but I still think he's just like one of the most talented and entertaining humans of all time.
Well, Cal Kennedy is listening to the show. Doug, you know him as the John Wooden of St. Gabriel's basketball program.
Now, he went to St. Gabe's, actually, right?
He did, and he also says this. Jermaine Jackson may not have gone to St. Gabriel's, but St. Gabriel's did have the Ferris wheel from the Neverland Ranch at the school picnic in 2009.
Oh, that was a story.
Did they really?
He brought that up a couple years ago.
How about that?
Okay.
Always goes back to St. Gabriel's.
The weirdest.
Michael Jackson had a close relationship with St. Gabriel's.
How many more people into the school picnic you think he got because of that?
Oh, God. Tens of thousands. The Chuck-a-Luck revenue that year, if you look at it. Sick. Engineer, design, producer Joe's listening to the show. We'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
If you have visibility at your company or place of business, commercial fire alarm panel and system, please email fire@edf-rg.com, and they'll have a technician come out and provide a free evaluation of your system and offer the most competitive contract pricing in the market. You can also check them out anytime at edf-rg.com, the official commercial fire alarm services and solutions provider of the Ryan Kelly Morning After. EDF is Missouri and Illinois preferred full-service vendor for licensed and certified professional servicing, monitoring, and testing for fire alarm services and systems, fire suppression systems, fire alarm system monitoring services, tenant improvements, and construction security access and monitoring services. It's EDF. Engineered, designed facilities. EDF. What y'all really want? What y'all really want? Doug, guess who I'm having lunch with today?
Initials, please.
MF.
We just talked about him, I think.
MF. Mike Fisher?
Not today.
All right, also
Maynard
PG.
Ferguson?
Nope. We had a falling out.
Second letter of the first name.
A.
M.A. Matt Williams.
Former Giant?
Yeah.
Was with the Diamondbacks?
Yeah.
Do you say D-backs or Diamondbacks?
I say Diamondbacks. Third letter, first name, please.
T.
Matt Wilhite.
No.
Did you give him the initial and last name?
I did, and it was F, but I can't help that he keeps saying W.
Oh, you said F. Okay, second letter, last name.
O.
Matt Foster. You're having fun.
George Foster hit 50 home runs with the Reds.
Third letter, please.
R.
Matt Forrester.
Nope.
Matt Forgum. I don't even. Never heard that name before. Third, next letter, please.
D.
Matt Ford.
Yes!
Matt Ford? See, that was easy. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
as soon as you said MF, I knew. Yeah.
Matt Ford, Stratum Structural Systems, waterproofing and foundation repair. Think local, think Stratum, especially today if you're having waterproofing problems. We got precipitation, Jack. I mean, holy moly.
Yeah.
Well, I told you today was a washout, and Doug said, no, it was clear till 1 o'clock to my house.
Why is Doug sound like Ned Reynolds?
I didn't say it was clear. I said at the time when you said it was raining, it wasn't raining. Now it's raining, and it's going to rain almost all day.
Well, I said that. You said, looks like it's here. It's clear to 1.
Bottom
No, I
line,
didn't
whether we
say that.
agree on the forecast or not, we can't agree we have precipitation in the area. And if you have a waterproofing issue, you're calling Stratum Structural Systems. Think local, think Stratum, stratumrepair.com. 314-620-8153. That's the phone number. And when you call, let them know you're a Ryan Kelly Morning After listener. You get $100 off your repair project. They're local in Chesterfield, Missouri, and Columbia, Illinois, and they worked on my home and fixed it so quickly. I wholeheartedly endorse Stratum Structural Systems. Online at stratumrepair.com. What about this story?
What,
A
you got a
story
story
that,
there?
a story that when I first saw it, I was kind of surprised by it. He just was in St. Louis a couple of weeks ago. Country music star Eric Church is trading in his shades for Carolina Blue this weekend. Church announced the last-minute cancellation of his upcoming concert in Texas so he could watch the number 8 North Carolina Tar Heels at the NCAA tournament on April 2nd.
Really?
The Tar Heels are set to face rival number 2 Duke in the Final Four. In a message on Ticketmaster, the 44-year-old musician explained to his fan club, the Church Choir, he'll be in attendance in New Orleans to cheer on the Tar Heels alongside his family. Quote, as a lifelong Carolina basketball fan, I've watched Carolina and Duke battle over the years, but to have them match up in the Final Four for the first time in the history of the NCAA tournament is any sports enthusiast's dream. Church was expected to perform at the AT&T Center as part of his The Gather Again tour. On the evening of the Tar Heels game, the tour's only stop in San Antonio. The concert has since been listed as canceled on the venue's website. This is also the most selfish thing I've ever asked the choir to do, to give up your Saturday night plans with us so that I can have this moment with my family and sports community, Church said, defending the cancellation. However, it's that same type of passion felt by the people who fill the seats at our concert that makes us want to be part of the crowd at a game of this significance. Doug Eric Church canceling his concert, and as you may imagine, there is outrage on social media.
Well, there's always outrage. I was just trying to Google, see how much he would make in one concert. Think he makes $1 million by one concert?
No.
Not that much?
No.
$500,000?
Lady Gaga's residency in Vegas, I think she averages $450,000 per performance.
But that's not a big stadium like the AT&T Center in San Antonio.
Drake makes $1 million a show.
What's up, Drizzy? What's up, Tim?
Yeah, I'm sure he'll reschedule it, and they'll all get to go see their concert. And the guy wants to spend some time with his family. I almost canceled my Brentwood High School Hall of Fame induction to go see Los Only Boys.
Yeah, and Doug, there it is.
It's the same
they'd
need.
have been pissed. Yeah, I'm sure they'd have been pissed off I wasn't there, but hey, you do what you got to do.
I'm a big fan of Eric Church doing this.
Me too.
Gotta go. If Mizzou was in the Final Four, there's not anything in the world that would keep me from watching it. Like, there's nothing in the world.
It says he had sold about $7 million worth of concert tickets. But I don't know if that's what.
Well, if you make that every night, then I'm not saying $7 million, but if you make a lot of money every night on a tour, you can miss one day. Especially if
he can. I don't know about the other people around him that count on that. Anymore,
yeah, well, I'm sure he can pay out.
Yeah, I guess you know that going in, if you're in that business, that something could come up where the show would not go on.
Right. It's gonna be such a good game.
Must be a hardcore fan.
You know, you talk about
the tournament.
I'm gonna hate watch that game.
You're gonna hate watch it,
Why? Who do you hate? Coach
I hate Kansas. I hate Duke. I hate North Carolina.
Why do you hate him?
I like Jay Wright though.
Yeah,
Gabe White.
He seems like the most normal and likable of all the coaches.
It's
probably the best coach in college basketball.
It's impossible not to really enjoy. He gives the media a lot of attention. Gives great sound bites. Cares about his kids. I love Jay Wright.
What's your beef with UNC?
05 national title.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I just don't like
Roy Williams
I don't
crying.
like the Blue Bloods. Like they cry every other year. It's just kind of annoying. So yeah, and I have beef with North Carolina, Duke, and Krzyzewski and the success. You know, I see envy programs like that.
Yeah.
In Kansas, because it's bigger, and I hate them.
Villanova has a chance to win for the third time in 5 years. Is that right?
Very underrated little dynasty.
Yeah, when you think of the very premier programs in college basketball, you got to think a little bit before you get to Villanova, and yet they're right there.
Ooh, I don't know.
Molly Bassabito.
I would call them a blue blood.
Well, I think they are now, but I mean, usually you think Duke, Carolina, Kentucky, Kansas, UCLA, maybe, and then you go, oh yeah, what Villanova?
Jay Wright's had a lot of opportunity to go to the NBA as well, so turn down those opportunities. And I just love. I hope
How often do you see college basketball coaches leave their dynasties and try to go to the NBA?
Right, I wouldn't.
Brad Stevens did it.
Butler coach.
Yeah, Brad Stevens.
He's still with Boston?
Rick Pitino.
He's the president of basketball operations.
John Calipari went from UMass to the Nets. And you've seen Billy Donovan fall on tough times.
Quinn.
Not Quinn Snyder. He's having
Quinn,
success.
well, he had to go through Russia.
Yeah.
And
He might be the coach of the Lakers next year.
Had to go to
He's going to be at the Lake Show.
If they get rid of Frank
From
Vogel,
Columbia to the Lake Show.
if they get rid of Frank Vogel in L.A., the top candidate is Quinn.
Doug, I mean, what do you think about the Lake Show? They're on the outside looking into the playoffs. They're tied with the Spurs, but they're on the other end of the tiebreaker, and so they wouldn't even get into the play-in game right now. What are you seeing? You saw Russ have that heated exchange last night with a reporter following their loss.
Well, I didn't see it. Okay. I did see they gave up 82 points in the first half to Dallas.
That's right.
Lakers record.
Defense. Lakers defense.
Oh, there's no defense. There's none of that.
LeBron playing?
Yep, he's got an ankle injury, but he's, tough cookie. And Anthony Davis is, that's their biggest problem, on top of getting rid of their best defensive player.
Save it for balloon party.
Yep.
Jackson, would you miss a Mizzou Final Four game for a menage a trois once a week for a year? That's Fuelsy. Wow.
A Mizzou Final Four game?
Yeah.
But if you do, you get a menage a trois. I'm assuming this is hopefully an MMF. But maybe it's an MFF. I don't know.
Go for the least popular MFF.
So I'll have to,
and you get that every week for a year.
But what am I doing to miss the game? Will I be in the menage a trois while missing the game?
You're filling in for Eric Church.
Okay. Well, then I'll just record the game, turn my phone off, and then watch it after. So, yeah, there we go.
Would you need 24 hours to think about it?
No, I just took 24 seconds, and I just said I'll record the game, and I won't turn off my phone so no one can ruin it for me, and then I'll go back and watch.
But earlier you said there's nothing in the world that would keep me from watching the Final Four.
Iggy, nicely done.
And I'd still be watching it. It'd
Holding
just be
people
recorded.
accountable.
It would just be
Honestly,
recorded.
sex is a little overrated. I would probably go to the...
You would go to the game?
Yeah. I would.
If it was just like a, one-on-one sesh, maybe not, but... This is, these are rare opportunities.
You can knock out 5 minutes before the game to do that.
I got enough time for 2 women.
Fuelsy says, no, you can never watch the game.
So I just can't watch it? I just have to find the score?
Yeah, you can't. Well, you're going to miss this one.
Man, now I got to go.
Okay.
Now he's in the tank.
Now you need 48
hours. You got to think about that? That's sad.
Why is it sad?
That you would give up a menage a trois for the rest of your life once a week for a basketball game?
I think it's for a year. It's 52 menage a trois.
Well, it's still for a year. Who cares? You just see it in the paper.
Well, I'll tell you, if that were put on the table for me, I would really... But I'm not as big a Missouri basketball fan as Jackson is.
You think it would get to be a chore after about week 35 or 36?
Yeah.
You go, oh, it's Saturday night again. I got 2 of them coming over again.
Yeah, are they cooking dinner for you? Are they cuddling with you afterwards?
No, trust me, I wouldn't be in the tank this long if I didn't really highly consider it.
Now, this is interesting. Jackson would miss a Mizzou Final Four game for a threesome with Cullen Van Leer and Monty Harge. That's from the St. Charles Hermaphrodite.
They played for the Tigers?
It's crazy that Kim Anderson's best recruit was Cullen Van Leer. That's just shameful.
It was a Pride of Pacific.
He's a great guy, but come on.
Maybe one of the people in menage a trois would be a person from that Final Four team that could fill you in while you're having sex.
I don't want Javon Pickett there. I guess he'd transfer.
Oh, he would make us all look.
Hey, Fuelsy, Nitro here. Gross leg pick on the fan page.
Just kicking
from
back,
Nitro.
drinking a scotch. I don't think.
Maybe try the weight room. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Yes, it was a picture of his legs sitting on his patio.
Look at our picture of
cocktail.
Fuelsy's legs.
We just have a bunch of Jason Momoa types just in the fan page. Just
know what's
really
going
letting
on.
them have it.
Morning, guys. I know we're not supposed to register for the golf tournament if we plan to bring an escort with us for attention. Is there talk of somebody bringing an escort? I mean, what am I not aware of?
Well, most of the walruses that will be there with women, those are escorts.
I like the text, though.
Morning, guys. I know we're not supposed to register for the golf tournament if we plan to bring an escort with us for attention, but is it still cool to bring a paralegal with a chemically frozen face begging for tips from slop humans who haven't seen a vegetable since Y2K?
Oh.
I really like being guilted into tipping last minute and then being deposed when the purse was miscounted at a North City golf course, so I wanted to touch base and make sure. Thanks. That's from Ellen Foley's caddy. I'm not a big puker. Does that disqualify me?
Well, she's a hairdresser.
What's the escort scene like in Starkville?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't use that service, so I have no idea.
Well, good for you.
Use that
Good
service.
answer. Good answer.
The Starkville escort service.
It's like calling a
I'll
car.
bet you that clientele.
Well, if you're a college town, there's probably something that. Yeah.
Oh, man, I got to go into that. I haven't looked in the email inbox once today.
Oh, Doug, the filtered file, the filtered file,
man.
indeed, the filtered file. Hey, while Jackson's doing that, I would like to tell the people that we have Balloon Party coming up in 15 minutes. Join us, won't you? It will be a wonderful conversation with people talking sports and anger. 65780 is how you can bring your texts over to 101. And maybe today we play a mic drop. You think we can do it, Jackson?
Well, we have one in the chamber.
And that's from Dotem?
Yeah.
Could work.
Man, we got a lot of rock stars in the email inbox today.
Oh, they came out. Iggy, you asked for the rock stars to come out, and they came out.
I asked for the Hall of Famers.
They're going to make Steve earn this thing.
Okay.
Did Brian Henson write in a few times?
He actually wrote in 0 times.
He's conceding. He's conceding. I mean, Stephen Wildwood's going to win.
Oh, well.
Brian Henson's conceding.
He might have a...
Suppose he actually has to work a day?
There might be a high school bocce tournament going on.
He covers bocce?
They have high school bocce?
Sounded like Butchie.
Club sport.
Butch Patrick has a widow's peak.
Oh, she's kind of fun when you're sitting around just not doing anything.
Our Tullamore Dew Toast. Here's to making a big whiskey in a small town. To keeping your feet on the ground and your eyes on the prize. To the fan pinners in our lives, not to the likes in our phone. To a genuine toast. Over 1,000 hot guys. I mean, high fives. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. The world's most popular, least famous Irish whiskey. How about that, Doug? The world's most popular, least famous Irish whiskey.
I don't know
and
how
it's
that
to
could
the
be.
fan painters in our lives, not to the likes in our phone. You see that?
That's deep.
Right.
Who wrote the
Man,
copy?
Somebody's a writer.
The great Timothy Burkhardt of William Grant.
Good job.
So who's the leader in the clubhouse for email today right now?
Stephen Wildwood.
Okay, you'll have to edit his email on the fly.
Oh, you're letting him in the filtered file?
It's naughty.
It's, well, you can see for yourself and make a decision.
Well, he could be suspended and thereby ineligible to win the prize.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those have never won before.
Yeah,
No, they
head on a swivel with this one team.
Well, Tim's good enough
Like
to
that,
do
like
it.
he's Eastern
Team.
European.
Team?
Like Vivian A. Jurors reading my name.
I don't mind it.
You like the team?
In fact, when I address all of you, I may start calling you team.
Thank you
for this kind
team.
What was the one yesterday that they were unhappy with us on 101 and there was a new name?
Skipler.
Skiffler. Yuppie and the Skippler.
What's that mean?
I have no idea. And I don't know who the yuppie is.
So the Stiflers.
Stifler. It was Skiffler.
Oh, because stippling is a form of art. We use like 3 different pens at once to make dots. That's
Doubt that's what the reference
stippling.
is to, but it
That's
might
what
be.
it's called?
Yuppie and the Skiffler.
Skiffler.
Yep.
We learn different words every day, don't we, team?
Still all made up.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. And I guess it's a coronation of Stephen Wildwood because Brian Henson has conceded the putt.
Okay.
I mean, that's a 4.5-foot putt Steve has to make. Is he going to make it? Most likely.
And he's now going to get a concert ticket or an old concert ticket or a T-shirt or something?
Nurse?
We have prizes now, don't we?
Yeah, I've talked to Matt Chambers, but now I can talk to Jesse, too, because Jesse is our new promotions director.
That's right.
We'll have something for you, buddy.
Hey, Tim, what are the instructions for the Dotem registration again? Go to a link at a specific time on a specific day, pick your day you want to play, and then pay the money? There's a catch here, right? Yeah, I realize you've made it to a point to bludgeon these instructions into the walrus listening audience about 20 times this week with as simple and specific instructions as humanly possible by even going so far as telling grown adults when to set their alarms. But I still don't think if you covered everything. I still don't know if you've covered everything. What do you do if your internet just conveniently goes out and you're too dumb to realize you have a phone with a network to still register? Email you and bitch about it? What if you delusionally assume that you're integral to the show based on your, quote, contributions to the fan page for consumption of the dumbs, the sads, and the fats, and just want you to make an exemption? DM and beg you? What do you do if you are prompt in getting through Friday, but because you're in a massive amount of credit card debt from following the advice of the Pick Six podcast for an entire football season, the payment doesn't go through? Email you blaming you and translucent 101 punching bag? And what do you do if you apparently have zero idea how the internet works, do not have electronics in your rustic 50 styles home, 50 style home, and just want to drop a check off to the station for your foursome, even though you know how Facebook works for nonsensical sentence fragment posts that sometimes make people feel like they're trying to crack the code of the Zodiac Killer? Just keep texting you and Ken and still drop a check off with a bottle of Boone's Farm anyway? Jesus, people, turn your brains on. This doesn't have to be this hard. My wife's getting induced today, and clearly I have my priorities straight by getting someone to book a foursome for a golf tournament featuring an adult film star this Friday morning. Just do that or reserve yourself to the fate of stroking it to Dillion's Instagram during the height of bee sting season on May 19th and May 20th. That comes from Carlos Spicy Wiener.
Oh.
Hey, he's going to be a father.
Carlos Spicy Wiener, congratulations to you.
Since my infant son is learning to interact with the world around him, I've noticed that we've really developed a strong father-son bond, but nothing can compare to the bond that my wife's father and my son have developed. Bill has found a new group of guys, though, that he met at Oakland Hills, who have a reputation for making out in the clubhouse steam room after a casual 18 and coating the tank lids with their brine after enjoying a chicken salad pita atop it. He's been more absent of late, coming home late at night, smelling like fistful of bourbon with strange men's shrubs dangling out his dentures. But Bill returned, and he rushed up to me as I held my son in my arms. He leaned in to give the boy an affectionate kiss on the cheek, but at the last second, I set my son down and received that kiss from Bill for myself. He was stunned but aroused as I could see his soiled depends start to take on water like the old Tom Sock reservoir.
Oh, no. They had problems with that reservoir.
But I was in the middle of polishing off the helmet nachos I had delivered from Nobu.
They sell helmet nachos at Nobu?
They do. It's a special menu thing. His droppings became my soppings.
Okay.
Think about it, Doug. That's from Tunnels 12,000.
Too late. Tunnels 12,000 suspended, no longer eligible for today's email of the day. His name is going into the suspension log. He'll serve a suspension to last a period of 2 days' time.
Breaking news, boys. My boyfriend Simon, his wife, and I are partnering with the St. Louis Cardinals for an upcoming promotional item. Every ticket-holding male over 35 will be receiving an Ozzie Canseco gerbil ball along with one of our patented ribbed gerbils. But wait, there is more. Take your Ozzie Canseco gerbil ball to the upper terrace behind section 431 before first pitch and take advantage of a complimentary nacho bar. Fill that gerbil ball with as many toppings and soppins as possible. Just leave a little room for your new friend. Watch our helmet nachos. There is a new kid in town, Ozzie Canseco gerbil ball nachos. Love, Doug's microphone shadow.
Okay.
Hey guys, what are we talking about? Oh, we're in the middle of our daily rigorously moronic breakdown of a North County golf course replete with heavily recycled yet still shockingly disturbing references to a 60-year-old sexually deviant wine drunk grabbing boy parts and pissing in his girdle. An 18 handicap providing in excruciating detail profound little-known golf tricks such as, quote, hit the ball long and hit the ball straight. And the finer points of tastefully playing your ball off of a gravestone when your ridiculous shank ends up in a cemetery and you don't have the good sense or class to pick the effer up and walk away. Well, that's cool, but I have nothing to do with the tournaments. Nope, it's not for me. And I surely won't be bringing it up 5 times today, breaking everyone's brain with a life force sucking analysis of the absolute minutia of every hole on the property and going on apoplectic 15-minute long tirades about freeloaders. Ones who steal beer at the very tournament I have nothing to do with, but will be playing in for free. Anyway, you all hear what to hear. Again, about the Romanian children's heavy metal band named I, a 65-year-old man, talks about like a giddy 12-year-old girl. Yep, my obsession is mostly based on a terrifically off-putting obsession I have with their 21-year-old female singer, but the 12-year-old bass player is pretty cool, too. Anyway, that singer, boy, oh boy, sweet kiddo, terrific voice, too. She sort of sounds like if you took Lizzie Hale and combined her with the singer on one of those 1970s hag rock acts I put on those ridiculous lists I make. Anyway, you all know my life is simple and sad and repetitive and petty and sort of gross and pretty disoriented. And if you want it, it's not that hard to get. Well, big update. It's getting a little harder to get it than it used to be. Thanks. That's from Timmy Tom Tom.
Timmy Tom Tom.
And finally, morning, guys. Even though the volunteer who forgot about the last 3 in-studio guests he begged to have in studio and thinks cars that aren't given to him by a sponsor were evaporated midair in real time while they're being driven down 270 in rush hour traffic is a sign of overcompensation. I think it's amazing that you're able to follow up Learn, Tara Saliva, and Nikki Glazer with a monster heavy hitter like Samantha Fish. Seriously, I'm not sure how you guys continue to land these white whales who are on the cusp of local stardom in a very specific demographic of listeners loyal to an HD13 morning sports show about gay sex and maple donuts. No joke, in a conversation I'm making up for the purpose of this email, I'll probably tell someone tomorrow that I wouldn't be surprised if Iggy uses his Hollywood pull to get a megastar like Skeet Ulrich. Doug, do you say Ulrich or Ulrich?
I say Ulrich.
Or that adorable little Taj Mowry from Smart Guy during Sweeps Week. Who knows? Once Jenna Fisher finally makes good on the Christmas reservation for the chef's table at America's Pub that he swindled his way into lying about last summer, she might get laughing student number 3 from the Scott's Tots episode to call in from Belleville, assuming you guys have figured out that long-distance calling problem that hasn't been an issue for anyone in the last 20 years. Keep kicking ass and taking C-list names, boys. To the moon! That's from Ellen Foley's dentist. Ooh. My assistants are not rocket ships, but we're open to payola trade deals for puke-stained sinks or stolen Chris Santilli books that never made their way to the email of the day prize winner. Doug, that's what we have for the Design Air Heating and Cooling
Ellen,
email of the day. What you got?
Dentist. There were several. I had Carlos Spicy Wiener check.
I mean, they came out hard today. They did.
But I got to go Timmy Tom Tom. I thought he was the best.
Well, this was maybe the best batch we've had in a long time.
It might be the best batch in HD2 radio history.
Yeah.
Are there other HD2 stations?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to let Tim make the decision because I know who he's going to pick, and I think that's who should win. So I'm going to give some love to Tunnels.
The winner...
suspended.
And it's tough. It's not easy, but the winner is Timmy Tom Tom.
Well, sure it is.
Congratulations. Now, Stephen Wildwood is furious in the ADF text inbox.
He didn't get his in?
Furious. I don't know what Jackson... I didn't see his email.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to put it in there.
Because it was nasty?
That's all I'll say.
Wow.
Well,
you won anyway, Steve.
Put it on the fan page. We'll be the judge.
Come on, team.
Okay, what happened, Jackie? He's right into the text inbox. He is not happy.
Look, man, some days you bring it, some days you don't.
Oh, Bill.
I love Stephen Wildwood. I'm not going to put that email in the inbox.
It wasn't good enough.
I have a job to do.
Okay, but he wins the month anyway.
He won the month because Brian Henshin conceded his
pot. But T3 has 3 wins.
T3 has 3 wins?
Oh, that tied it up?
No, he has 1 back.
So T3 has to win today, and he could still force a sudden death playoff?
If he wins tomorrow, he forces a sudden death playoff.
God, Doug.
Oh, yeah, we got one more day.
And Steve now feels like he just had victory taken away from him by the umpire like Don Denkinger in 1985.
Right.
Wow.
Well, he got another day to redeem himself, write something better than what he wrote today, apparently. Boy, Jackson wasn't happy with his email. No, sir.
Wow, Stephen Wildwood is banty. I'm telling you, this text inbox now, he's
just hopping mad.
He says he is going to post it on the fan page.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
is the fan page regulated by the Federal Communications Commission?
No.
It should be.
Yeah. Well, we're applying. We're
applying for a license.
Why can't you say you could get banned for a couple days?
That actually is true. That Zuckerberg goes in there, Doug, and he sifts through the posts.
Right.
Yeah. Well, he personally does. Nobody else. Just Zuckerberg says, I will keep an eye on this morning after fan page myself.
Yeah. All right, Balloon Party on 101 ESPN is coming up next. TMA all day. You can rehear today's show. What a magical Munganess 7 o'clock hour it was. And, of course, listen anytime or rewatch it. Or if you haven't watched it before, just watch it for the first time at youtube.com/TMASTL. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube page. Iggy's interview with, what's the name of the band again, Iggy?
Liliac.
That's coming up as well. You'll get that on the YouTube page, so make sure you're subscribing. Time for us to shut it down. Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. We are heading down the hallway for it, for the Plowhawk, for Jackson, for Iggy, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Elvin Vaughn. I'm Tim McKernan. This has been the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 HD2 FM, the potted plant from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
You wanted it, or maybe you didn't.